you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's do it. Got a big black pickup. He's a rapping star. He flicks chickens. He sets a low bar. He thinks he's Jesus. See the watch he bought? He's big time crazy when he thinks he's not. He's a little bit. 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 La 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 la. A little bit Justin. Oh la 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 la. A little bit Justin. Hide your chickens, eggs are busting. He's a little bit Justin. He's a homo basher. He's an ageist too. Wishing cancer, heart attacks too. He hates old ladies. He's going to sue. He thinks he's Jesus. Come join his crew. Let's do it. He's a little bit. He's a little bit. He's a little bit. La 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 la. A little bit Justin. La 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 la. A little bit Justin. La 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 la. A little bit Justin. Hide your chickens, eggs are busting. He's a little bit Justin. Ooh, a little bit Justin. Ooh, a little bit Justin.
That today's chicken song was played expressly for Grampy Lobster. Um, and Grampy, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, wait a minute. Sometimes one has to cough. I don't know if anybody's around here or not. This was just sort of off the cuff. I had this great nap after the Granny show today, and I was feeling kind of spricky. And so I thought, well, I think I'll just go live and talk. Um, okay, for you guys who keep up with the Granny show, Maggie, my co pilot, has been missing in action because she's been very ill. 7 days. She was not be able to show up and show out and show off with me for the last two shows, Sunday and Wednesday, and that was highly unusual for Mags, because she's just been beat up by her day sometimes, and she has always shown up for our show, and so, you could tell it was serious if, she said she couldn't even raise her head up to, uh, text on her gadget, she calls it. Yeah, she was but so I've been kinda limping along and, people have been gracious enough to join me and sorta co-host and talk about nothing, gosh, I'm so appreciative of our good friends who stepped up and, came live with me in Maggie's absence. So, I didn't hear from her, I didn't hear from her, I didn't hear from her. I reached out to a family member, and I said, "Hey, how's she doing?" No answer. I thought, "Oh, shit." Okay, so in the spirit of, the fucking show must go on, uh, I asked Grampy Lobster and the Mudbrooker, "Are you up? Do you wanna come on? You up for it?" And they both said yes, and it was just dear, and yeah, they're so darling, and so I appreciate the help Grampy Lobster and Mudbrooker, were just so willing to give me. However, Maggie, g managed to get up out of bed, got a shower, and, her hair was looking nice, and she showed up today. She, of course, sounds how we sound after we've been sick, it sounds like your head is full of batting, sound. What do you call that? Insulation, you know, uh, got a head full of that, but dang, she showed up and she was in good spirits, and we were so glad to see her. Um, yeah, so that was today's show. Yeah, so we're hoping that um, she keeps on in her recovery and um, can be here Wednesday, and I'm gonna start hashtagging it because, there is such a big deal in, the villages and neighborhoods that we visit and we're members of and sub to, lots of people are doing um, tarot cards, they're reading tarot cards, everybody is, and everybody, is their own flavor. There's no competition, it's cooperation. A business coach once told me, cooperation. You sleep better that way. But anyway, these people do all the stuff that you're supposed to do. And these people, like, anyway, tarot readers, they do, I'm buffaloed by hashtags, and I know that's very key to, getting found and stuff. And, I've been doing it. I forget to do it. Then I don't know what kind of a hashtag. Anyway, we're gonna start, hashtagging free readings, free readings. Because Maggie doesn't charge for that. It's not in her to do that. So she just does it. It's a hoot, and Maggie does it just for the sheer pleasure of it. And that's the kind of a lady she is. So we're gonna start saying the 89.9 Maggie show with free, come get your I don't know how to phrase it. Boy, that's another thing I get stuck on. Descriptions and titles. Those are tough. I so admire people who have these clever titles and clever descriptions, and it seems they make it look easy. God, sometimes I rack my brain. What the fuck am I gonna call this? What, yeah, something, readable, something clever, maybe. But yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna start doing because and of course, many of these people, it's part of their business, and that's cool. That's cool. I totally, uh, advise you to support them any way you can, especially if they're making a living off of it. But Maggie, does it. She's independently wealthy, and she doesn't need the. Oh boy, she would laugh at that were she here. Uh, yeah, yeah. So I don't think anybody's here. So that's okay. Talking to myself is cool. Oh geez. Oh, that's creepy. Six are watching. Boy, that's a little creepy. And nobody's said anything. Excuse me. So one of the things yeah, I wanted to just give a mention to because I find it fascinating, and it's going to be a developing story because I was stunned. And there's an entire population that's equally as stunned. I think, okay, and we try to avoid this topic. We have tried to avoid it since the beginning. Because it's a hot fucking button to discuss the plague. Um, Maggie and I have our own opinions. We don't share them publicly. Well, so Maggie sort of does. But anyway, we've avoided that. Sometimes stuff slips out because you can't help it, or we'll have a guest and it slips out because sometimes you just got to talk about shit. But okay, Thomas Sheridan. Anybody who's kept up with this, know Thomas Sheridan of Dublin, Ireland, has been our guest twice. But he's an interesting fellow, a firebrand. He's a rabble rouser. Likes to, he's very opinionated. Has some very strong views, and he's been a very big mouth. He's been very outspoken about the restrictions, about the thing itself, the poke, and, and he's just out there talking about and, for what, a couple years now, and he sits in his car and he bitches about what's wrong with the Irish government, and the people, they speak and they're not being listened to. Anyway, I think it was yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Ireland lifted every single restriction. Ireland did. It has a lot of citizens there reeling because it was just, you know, all of a sudden, after being under the thumb, under the thumb, under the thumb, restrictions, 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 suddenly, it's like throwing the curtains open and letting too much sunlight into the room. It's kind of a shock. So Thomas had something to say about that because, people are, and his stance is, huh, I'm not going to go ape shit. He's a very smart man too, besides being a big mouth and an Irish big mouth. Cute as fuck. But yeah, he says, he's going to be observant and cautious. He's not going to go out and join a festival somewhere or go to a, theater concert. Not going to go to the pub and toss one down with his friends. He's not going to do that. This was so sudden and so shocking to many Irish. They, of course, there's going to be those that they'll go, party, party. There's going to be that segment. But Thomas is just really smart. He says, "I'm not gonna act like it's normal yet." Well, it's never gonna be normal, but isn't that interesting? But when I watched his, stream about that, the announcement that Ireland lifted all the stuff, I said, "Thomas, I just saw your stream. You wanna come on with us?" And he says, No, I'm I'm going on holiday. Thank you, though. Maybe, next time." And I said, "Sure." And, he headed off to parts wide open, instead of, hitting up the crowdy places. He took off to the country. I think that's my but isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting that country would do that? You know, if boy, if I could talk to another Irish person and get their take on it, not just Thomas's. I'm sure there are differing attitudes toward it, and it it sort of reminds me of, like, uh, wildlife that has been in captivity for a long time, or kept in a cage somewhere at a study center, or they're rescued, and they bring them to the farm. They back up the trailer to a wide open meadow, and they open the gates, and the animals don't know what they're looking at. Uh, you know, they they don't go rushing out of the trailer. They just look and smell and, not trusting what they're seeing. That's what this sort of reminds me of. Suddenly it's different again, and people don't know how to handle it. I think I don't know. I would love, love, love to. I'm going to be paying attention to the story to see how it develops. But I would love to talk to an Irish person and yeah, find out how they view it from their standpoint. Yeah, gosh, that's all I wanted to mention. And I know there are five people watching, so I'm not talking into a complete void, although it is really kind of. Oh wait, oh hi, Mario Heat, hi, who was in Kev. People love to exaggerate. Of this late, Robin. I had a big nap after the Granny show today. I had a big nap, and so I woke up all refreshed, and and I started thinking about and I've been seeing Thomas Sheridan's posts about, because he's, like, texting from or posting from the countryside, wherever he's going, on holiday, and I started thinking, "Boy, I'd love to." I'm dying to ask him about that, you know? Big naps are the best. I know naps are our friends, Mario Heat. How are you, Mario Heat? Good to see you. Thanks for speaking up. It was getting a little creepy. Nobody saying anything. They're in the world of, watching your shit on YouTube. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you're well, Mario Heat. Yeah. I I do. Yeah, so, Maggie was back today, to, everyone's relief. She was missed. Oh, yeah, so she came back today, so we're gonna be doing our show on Wednesday. So this is still Sunday, right? Yeah, it's still Sunday. So in a couple of days, we'll be doing a show, and Maggie's gonna drop cards for folks, and we're gonna, talk stupid, and Maggie and I always have a good time. Yeah, so I'm glad you guys watch. Um, she is doing better. She was flat on her back for, like, 7 days, Mario Heat. Yeah, yeah. Well, she doesn't half step. If she's gonna do something, she does it up royal, if you're gonna get sick, flatten out, you know? Yeah, I'm joking. No, I'm not, I'm serious. Yeah, but yeah, mm, she was she was sick, and, now some of her family members are. I haven't asked the question. I didn't ask the question, "Have you been tested?" Um, uh, Number 1, I don't think she'd tell me. Number 2, it's not that important to me. Yeah. I'm just glad she's feeling better. I'm glad she was able to show up today. Um, yeah, so I think that's all I'm going to do. Yeah, I know. Yeah, sucks. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, but the thing about Ireland is that the Irish government issued, or maybe they're even their health, some said that, the evidence or something just isn't there. Uh, anyway, I don't know. I'm not going to say because I'm not clear on it yet. But, their stance that they've taken is just, shocked the fuck out of me. Um, Yeah. The those Irish do each other at the end of the day, adults are adults. I know. Yeah. No kidding. And if you try to change somebody's mind, you're a fool. And if you give unsolicited advice, you're a fool. The one who takes the advice is the bigger fool. Um, yeah, we're all steering our own ship. Yeah, and yeah. Can you tell that I used to be codependent, and now I've done a big turnaround in my life? Yeah, yeah. I know I didn't make that up. I don't even know why I said that. But okay, you guys, I'm pretty much done here. Um, oh, Mario, yeah, 911, the 9, yeah. Excuse me. And excuse me, who would have guessed that the controversy would have started in Ireland? Well, I'm not really surprised because they've been pretty outspoken. I would have thought New Zealand might have stepped up first. Mm, yeah. Yeah, this is going to be, how is the world going to process this as the story continues? With, huh, boy, interesting times. Can't ever disagree with that. Interesting times. Yeah, a before and after. it brought up so many. Yeah, scary. Uh, too long. You want to come on for a minute? You want to chat publicly? Eh, you wanna? You wanna? Should I? You wanna? I hate texting. My fingers don't work quickly. Hate texting. I do if I have to, but oh no, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, so I didn't mean to do that. I don't know what happened. Okay, so copy. Oh my goodness. The okay, so one of the viewers is the Ruski. Okay, you can get the girls there, Mario. Yeah, you, there. Go get your girls. Step right up. I think you can get them by the 6 pack or the 12 pack, maybe even a suitcase. It'd be a big suitcase. Um, yeah, -30. Are you kidding me?
No, not anymore. That's an old name. How are you doing, Robin?
I'm doing okay, Mario. Good to see you. Thanks for coming on.
You know what? Super random because you caught me at the time that I'm usually awake at this time. Sorry,
Huh?
I'm not usually awake at this time. I wake up in like an hour or two because I work the evening shifts, the late night shifts on Sunday.
Ah,
But today was one of those days where, and it's so funny that you are talking about this because precisely today was one of those days where I'm like, when you sit down, you're not really doing anything. You have a little bit of a pause from your like routine, and then you start thinking of like everything that's different.
uh,
A lot of
uh,
friends that took different positions on this issue, and all this stuff, and then you come on, and then it's like, wow, you're talking about this guy.
yeah, maybe it's just sort of a global murmur. Like everybody sort of is going, huh? Yeah, around the same time. Who knows? I find stuff like that happens is like really organic. You know, um, people having the same, not, yeah, the same moods, the same thoughts, like all at the same time. But it's certainly been what do you call it? A subject in everybody's lives, no matter what they're doing or what they're talking about. There's always that going on. The undercurrent of the pandemic. Uh, but boy, that thing with Ireland just shocked the hell out of me.
It didn't shock me, and I'm going to tell you why. And eventually, every country is going to have to do that.
See, that's what I'm waiting. Yeah, go ahead.
When I was talking about issues, is number one, and first of all, I want to say everything is my opinion.
Mhm.
If you don't agree, or if you agree or disagree, I want you to know and understand that I respect you. I'm not here to like give you shit or anything, right?
And
It's
nobody's
just
trying to change anybody's thinking.
no, no, no. So I might come off as that, so I'm just kind of like warning you beforehand.
Yeah, but Mario and I are having this conversation. You guys get to eavesdrop.
Right. So what I was gonna say is, um, I feel like we were before the pandemic, right? We were in this like routine, right? Like everyone had a an A, B, and C in their lives, right? So like I wake up
Mhm.
in the morning and then I do this and then I do that. Period. Everything was very static in a certain way. The only things we worried about were like what are the Kardashians doing? What are the
Yeah,
celebrities?
the
You know what I mean?
usual.
Like
Yeah, it's the usual day to day ho hum. Get on with the day. Wait for the weekend.
exactly. Like we were
Yeah.
we were worried about like stupid things. So with that came a lot of ignorance too. Like a lot of people don't really I feel like we lost the ability to see life for the nuanced like mess that it is. And so all of a sudden this hits us. And first of all, the first thing that in my opinion was like I just can't understand from a lot of people is the surprise. Like, oh my God, how does this happen? I feel like we were in a comfort zone where we're like we really think like we're like on top of the world. We are the rulers of the planet. And we sometimes forget, Robin. And when I say we, it's a hypothetical we, not
Yeah, yeah,
necessarily
yeah,
you
yeah.
and me.
The royal or something. Yeah.
The world, yeah, the humans in general, like the modern Homo sapiens sapiens, we can sort of forget that we live in a fucking planet, a planet where there's like animals, where there's dirt, there's rocks, there's water, there's like we're not the only ones, right? Like all this little world we bubble we create, especially in North America,
Mhm.
that's not it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Somebody really, really wealthy and really high up in government arena said, "Boy, uh, people just do not know how the world really is. What they think they know about the world isn't even close." Um, there's that aspect, and then yeah, we're just one of the occupants, a group of occupants here, and
Yeah, and I mean, so for example, viruses, right? Diseases, they affect so many other groups of animals. We just, like I said, we just don't care. We're so disconnected from that. We're like, whatever. But no, how many species have gone extinct because of that? How many animals go extinct because of our activities, right? For example. But we're so disconnected that number one, the surprise. And then number two, one thing I personally hated is all of a sudden, all this freedom fighters, religious fucking, oh, my religion forbids me. And I'm like, wait a minute, you are religious? Since when?
uh,
You know what I mean? Like a lot of people it's ridiculous.
yeah, they
Like the
just
things,
pull things like their pockets are loaded with them, and they just pull a phrase out of their pocket when it's
the ridiculousness I experience and seeing friends that pull things out of their ass, like you're saying, is just like, wow,
yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah, yeah, and it's not even a thought out thing, it's just like an automatic thing they do in response so they don't have to give it any thought to. There's the laziness aspect of it, you just throw that at somebody in the conversation.
Yep, yep.
Yeah,
The
it's
other
also
thing is
very
the other
arrogant.
thing is too, Robin, is a lot of these people, the hardcore conspiracy theorists. This is world depopulation. This and that. Couple of years from now, because from what I understand and from what I've read and from what I've seen, we are nearing the end of this. I know it sounds ridiculous, but we are. We're gonna come to a stage where like a virus just can't infect more people anymore, right? And we thankfully we know that this virus, it sucks that it kills a lot of people, but in the grand scale of things, again, regrettably, I'm not saying a million lives are not. It really is sad. It's not something that you wanna, you know what I mean?
Mhm, mhm.
You would want as a human being to have the power to have prevented more death. However, at the end of the day, um, it's not going to be like this massive movie style apocalyptic scenario, right? So yeah, life is going to go back to normal, and by normal is precisely that place where I was talking about in the beginning, where like again, people are going to be disconnected. No one's going to care about conspiracy this, conspiracy that. No, and which brings me to the other thing is I hate when people talk about like, oh, the government is trying to control, and I'm like, well, yeah, I'm sorry, but like, aren't
How
we,
else do you deal with a billion some people?
Robin? You drive, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you exit your vehicle, what's the first thing you need to do, or one of the many things?
When you exit your vehicle, well, before you open the door, you check to see if the car's gonna come up and tear your door off.
Absolutely. And then when you get in your vehicle, what is the first thing you do?
First thing I do, check all around me, lock the doors.
And what else? Where your what?
I strap in my seatbelt, sure.
Why do you do it? Do you really do it because you're safe? You want to be safe?
Actually, yeah, because 'cause I've been in
Okay.
a couple
What's
of car
another?
ac
Sure, but what's another reason why you do it?
well, if you don't wear it, you'll get stopped by a policeman.
There you go. Right, and
Well,
a
that's
lot of
how they
things.
make sure you're yeah.
Yeah. So are we? Have we not been controlled for like forever?
Oh, forever. Even our yep, we've been control. When radio first came out, that was very. They used it as a convince the population medium. Before that, there was printed material trying, swaying people's thinking and making rules and laws and stuff. So yeah, it's been going on forever. Even so, and I've only gone back a few years. It's oh sure, sure. We
And I mean, that's the part where I'm like, why are we acting like this is new? Yeah, you're right. We're so many. The only one of the only ways this society works, right? The only way that you can get your Netflix, your all these things that we love, your phone, what we're doing right now, that requires what? Taxes, laws, regulations, employment standards, this and that and the other. Like, I'm sorry, but like it's just part of it. And when you elect officials, that's part of the thing. You give them that power to control and try to make the what they consider as the best option. But of course, we know that behind that there's political reasons, there's economic reasons, et cetera, et cetera. So that's why it's just like I see all these freedom fighters. I'm like, well, I would love it if you people dropped everything, stop paying taxes, because that's a form of control, and actually, like, instead of cloud chasing right now, which is what's hot, right,
mm,
actually made a movement that made sense. And they, in my opinion, people just end up looking silly, very silly.
yeah, and futile and mm, yeah, yeah.
But so that's why I said there's a before and after, because again, we were in a little bit of a comfort zone right before this, where we're like, we didn't think about these things, and now that they happen, now we know how we're going to react. Everyone, I feel, and again, it's my opinion, you might not see it this way, but and I feel like now we're going to be more like in a sort of like a more cautious state of like, okay, what's next? What should I do?
Well, because we've been, it's taken 2 years to condition us to be taking a stance like that. Hey, um, you know, people are going to exercise caution. It's like those animals who stop right at the gate of the truck and don't take a step out because they don't know what they're looking at.
Yeah, they
Um,
just flare their eyes up and they're like, okay, so what now?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Those poor guys had never seen grass before, never could run. Um, yeah. Oh, hey, Jonocide is over there. Hi, John. Philip Blair. Yes, that is a bot.
Oh,
That's a
yeah, I was gonna say
Russian.
you have a bot there.
Yeah, Love Face. Yeah, that one and a couple of other ones show up all the time. And then they follow a lot of us around to different streams. They show up. Yeah, it's kind of a hoot. It does something. I kind of leave them alone because it helps whatever the algorithm is keeping track of. Yeah, doesn't do any harm, not hurting me any, doesn't make me cry. Uh, I don't care. So
But
genocide. Oh, go what?
oh no, sorry, I was just gonna say, Robin, that also I feel is very exaggerated for people to say they were locked down. Even here in Canada, right where I am, no one ever came to
Excuse me.
your door and like, pointed a rifle at you and said you are not allowed to exit your house. Like, no, that never happened. No one was ever like in that kind of state. I hate the silliness where like, oh, this is Nazi Germany. I can't even imagine what
Oh
being in an actual concentration camp feels
not
like,
y-
and I don't
yeah.
want to.
That's a stupid comparison. It's a stupid comparison. It's what it is. It's been very restricted. And people, we we obey. Most of us did. Saying, don't don't do this. You can't go there. These business. When you start closing up the places you go for business, that kind of keeps you closer to home, right there. And
Yeah, it feels like an attack. Absolutely, I like a personal attack. And
Well,
you know what?
I wasn't even that militant about it. It was just, it was a deprivation because they have the power to do it, and so and I'm a loner anyway. I'm, this introverted person. If you can believe that, I am. Uh, and so the lockdown wasn't hard on me. I say lockdown, but the restrictions weren't that hard on me. But what started to creep in was I started getting annoyed at the fact, okay, so maybe I don't like to like go to parties, be with crowdy, peoply places, but I still like to leave. And man, I was started
your
to
local
resent
market or things like that, right?
the lack of the option to do it. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
like if I wanted to go out, I can't. And so that started to, it didn't, I didn't lose any sleep over it or anything, but that started to really make me go, dang, I miss going to blah, blah, blah. I miss seeing my children. Uh,
Oh no, absolutely. I hated parts of it too, but like I feel like where the silliness came is like the exaggeration of like we were
oh, sure.
being
Oh,
treated
yeah.
like, oh my God, my rights, my this and that. And it's like, well, yeah, and again, I'm sorry, but it's a reminder that this is the society we live in. And the worst part is one of the bad things that this whole situation brought up to light again is rules are for some, but if you have money and power, they don't apply to you. And that was one of the things that pissed me off because he even here like local like government leaders, provincial leaders, etc. While they were asking people to be locked down, turns out that they were hosting parties for their
Yes. Yes. Flying in their private jets and
going on
renting
vacation without a
islands
mask.
and
Yeah,
taking, yeah, their close circle of 1,000 friends. Yes.
absolutely. And
Y-
that is a part that is, oh my God, the Art of War or Sun Tzu, the Art of War. You know that book?
No.
Okay, well, one of his famous quotes in that book was, "A leader leads by example, not by force." And sadly, that the leadership
Uh,
we have, I think, globally is, and
pretty
that's why no
sad.
wonder why people were riled up, right? Like I can understand that. It's like, wait a minute, so my bakery, for example, right? Just a hypothetical. You're
Yeah.
forcing me to close. You're forcing me to have people vaccinated. You're forcing me to do this, but then your contractor friend is able to keep working for you, right? And keep building whatever infrastructure you need for your political affairs. And not only that, but you motherfuckers go on a party on Christmas while I'm here trying to figure out who I'm gonna lay off and who I'm gonna keep from my employees. It feels like kicking balls.
The nuts and bolts of it went ignored while, the parties carried on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's something that personally I was like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, then honestly, if you're gonna do that, then don't put any restrictions then, because it's not gonna work.
Yeah. 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 And in spite of all of the restrictions, people are still catching it and getting sick. So I'm
You
wondering
know
how
what?
much
I
of it's
told
worth it.
someone, I was kind of joking. I said, you know what? And maybe this would have happened if from the beginning, the government would have done the opposite, which was like, hey, nothing's gonna be locked down. Don't worry about it. We'll try to secure vaccines and stuff. People would have been like, no, the government's trying to kill us. We should lock ourselves down. We should wear
Yeah.
the mask. Don't go to work. Stay home.
Oh, that wouldn't that make a great story of an alternate timeline?
Oh,
I think
I almost guarantee you that would have happened. The moment the guard it's just this contrarian attitude we have towards things.
I think that's great. Hey, hi, Prairie Queen. Hi, thanks for showing up. This is kind of an out our ass kind of a thing. We're talking about, the topic that I avoid like the plague. Oh, no play on words intended.
I know, but
Uh,
you know what? I feel like that's a problem too. I hate how people are avoiding it. Like, no, it's the big ass shiny and I mean elephant in the room.
yeah.
Like, come on.
Brum, bump. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, you know what? I don't find that in my life to be true. Every fucking buddy's talking about it.
Oh
Yeah,
no, I know, but you know what I mean, though, right? Like you can't see
yeah.
it on the internet because you get banned. Like, come on, dude, this fuck, it's a fucking life. It's like not talking about.
It's
I don't
like
know. I can't talk
religion,
about
and
drinking water. Like, fuck.
I, I know. Do I do alkaline or acid? Um, yeah, Philip Blair says most of the people talking about their rights are the same people who wanted people locked up for having medical cannabis. Yeah, yeah, you know what? They took pot away from Ireland too, from what I understand. Isn't that
Well,
sadistic
and
that a
that's what I'm
bitch?
saying. Like, when you look at the nuance of things, you just don't take sides. Yeah, there's a lot of silliness everywhere in every aspect of things.
I know, and all you can do is just kind of like sit back and watch it all happen like a multiple ping pong tournament. You look here, you look
Yeah.
there, you look, and phew.
Oh, I gave up a long time ago, Robin. I don't try to
Oh
convince
God, me
anyone.
too.
If they ask me and I say, listen, I do have a background in biological sciences. If you want, I can explain to you the biological, like, mechanisms of this as I interpret them from studies that I actually take the time to read. I don't read the fucking headlines on the news
Uh-uh.
that get you all riled up. And even then, you have to read the article and see what they're citing, right? Because, so for example, people say all the like comparing numbers, like, oh, it's not working. The jab is doing this and doing that, and I'm like, well, did you read what the point of the jab was to begin with? Do you know what statistical analysis they're using to tell you this? Can you explain to me why these numbers matter in terms of like the entire population? Did you see their sampling method? Did you see how many people they're talking about? And then when you start asking, oh, you don't know anything about it, and you're like, well, then I guess See, I'll tell you an example. So I had this friend, not even a friend to be honest.
An
Let's just
acquaintance.
let's just call him John, because John is a very common name. So John is a mechanic, right? He's an expert in vehicles. An expert. I'm not gonna lie. The guy knows his shit when it comes to vehicles, right? And not only vehicles, like heavy duty vehicles, right? Like we're talking like those big ass like tractors, excavators, like construction shit,
Mhm,
right? So
mm.
so he could like look at your car and like repair in like half an hour with his eyes closed because he focuses on the heavy duty stuff. So John starts citing all these articles and all these conspiracy theories and all this silliness, and I said, listen, let me ask you one question. Should I drive? Should I should I buy a four-wheel drive vehicle for the winter? And I was like, what? Right? Because I mean, all of a sudden you're talking about the vaccine and stuff, and then I switch it up. And I said, well, you're aren't you an expert in your trade, right? I consider you an expert in your trade. So should I buy a four-wheel drive vehicle or not? And so he said, well, not necessarily. And I said, well, that's not true because I saw on YouTube some guy saying that I should. And I saw a Facebook post saying that I should buy a four-wheel drive vehicle and winter tires and all this stuff, right? He's like, well, no, and he goes into like, well, why? Well, how do you know? I mean, I have this other guy, and I'm like, well, see, exactly this is what you're doing. I'm sorry to tell you, but you're a master on your trade, but you don't know fuck all about biology and how viruses operate. And if you do, if I'm gonna like, you're telling me that I don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm telling you that I read it somewhere on the internet, and I even told him like, I think maybe you are working for the big corporations that don't want to promote four-wheel drive, and maybe you are part of the other. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, you can just extrapolate on that theme. Exactly. That's funny.
And I said, you know what? Maybe if you, instead of listening to, there's a fucking guy here. I'm gonna say his name because he's irrelevant, but let's just say he is a very famous anti-vaxxer in Canada that people are following him like he's gospel, and he's nothing but a dude, bro, full of steroids. All he does is yell at people and cause problems, and videos started popping out of how he treats his cult followers like shit,
Mhm.
yells at them, insults them in terrible ways. But he is a leader of the freedom. movement here in Canada.
Hmm.
And he was calling me that guy too. And I said, well, I'm sorry, but the problem is not that I don't want to believe you. It's not that I want to make you feel like you're stupid. It's just that the same way I would trust you to tell me you don't necessarily need that 4-wheel drive vehicle for the winter. Just do this instead because I know that he's a good mechanic.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah. So
And and
so
and kind
he's
of
not
pisses.
discounted. He's not discounted simply because he has this other thing going on in his brain. You still respect his intrinsic value as a human, and
Well,
that's
absolutely, and that's the thing is like, so what I was getting with all of that is that sadly we've come to a point where it's like, no, you don't agree with what I see and what I want to hear, so now you're out of my life, or you are racist, or you're this, or you're this, and I'm like, ah, there has to be we lost that balance, and I sometimes I wonder if it's because we didn't even we just don't know how to face these things anymore.
you know what, we're all flailing around. Uh, like monkeys on sticks. None of us know really how to be. You know. Um,
No, I totally agree with you. We were just following certain things, and yeah,
And
you're right.
and now that all of that has been erased, okay, where's our support habits? Where's our routine? Where's our thing
Where do I go?
the things we depended on and could predict was gonna happen next? And, yeah, boy, we got really, really complacent. I guess we were due for a shakeup.
Oh, we were absolutely due for a shakeup,
Yes.
and it's absolutely.
Um, yeah, yeah, so, boy, it's made a whole lot of people start thinking about things that they hadn't thought about in a long time, maybe never thought about. Uh, we've had to all make assessments of what's going on now day by day, sometimes hour by hour, and it's a whole different ball game, and it has been. And we're using like muscles and feelings and thought that we've never used before or haven't in many, many years, and they atrophied. And so, we're just yeah, it's almost like a birth, oh, that sounds creepy, but, it's like
No, it is. It totally is. It's like a growth that just came out and started oozing all over, and we don't know how to either clog it. Is it a tumor? Is it cancerous? You know what I mean? Like who the fuck knows?
huh,
But
yeah.
you know what? The worst part, Robin, is some people like you and me, we can have these conversations, we can think, reflect on what's going on. The moment, so one of the things I remember, right, last year too, like, yeah, no, 2020, around 2020, and even parts of last year, we were talking about like how, some of us are locked up, we're not working and stuff, and we're losing money, and it's already hard, right? Like inflation is terrible right now. Like
Oh, no kidding. It's
a lot
so
of us are
awful.
living right, like we're living payday to payday. It's so sad to say food is so expensive. Like I can't afford food. Like I've heard that so many times. It bugs me. It fucking bugs me.
I know.
We're supposed
Yeah,
to be like the apex of the apex, right? We're supposed to have figured that out for everyone. But no, the reality is we haven't. And on top of that, all of us were complaining. We're like, oh, Jeff Bezos is going to space and Elon Musk and stuff. And the moment they opened the fucking stadiums, what's the first thing people did?
yeah.
Let's go support the fucking rich people again. Let's make people filthy rich. That, like, no offense, but like, sure, I
That
like
is
sports too,
never considered. That's never even considered. That's not even in our consciousness. Isn't that interesting?
right? So you're complaining about all this control and lack of freedom and this and that, and they're forcing, but you're okay with the whole. I love when Americans, no offense, a lot of your countrymen there, when you ask them like, well, so what do you think of Bezos and all these guys? Oh, Bill Gates is the worst, and Fauci, and Pelosi, and all
Yeah,
these
yeah,
people, they
yeah,
look down on us, and they
that's the
have so much
language.
money, right? And which is fine, okay. And then I'm like, Okay, so how do you feel about like maybe coming up with a new system? Not necessarily so. Oh, I know where this is going. You are a communist because you live in Canada. How dare you want a better standard of living for everyone? Wait, this is freedom. They are free to make enough fuck you money to look down on you and never share with you. And I'm like, okay, so weren't you complaining like 5 minutes ago? So which one is it? Like you're okay with it? You're not? You're okay with a lot of people being rich and having access to things while they tax you and make your life even more impossible? You're okay with that, but
Hmm.
you're also not okay with that. So I don't know. And then on
No,
top of that,
it's
you
like
complain about them not following the rules and stuff. But again, you are okay with it so much so that you're gonna go back to the stadiums. You're okay with the market where like what's his name, Aaron Rodgers, for example, or whatever football player you want to name makes like a shitload of money while you are spending the little disposable income that you have in watching a game
some
and
people
supporting that system.
save up for. It's like Schrodinger's. I can never say that. Uh,
Schrodinger's cat.
yeah, it's sort of like that, isn't it? Or am I off?
Well, in the sense that like you can be dead and alive at the same time, kind of.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Philip Blair says hashtag raise billionaire taxes. That'll never happen.
No, because how dare you suggest that, right? Again, it's the America's the land of the free where anyone has the ability to do that. And I'm like, well, yeah, okay, well then keep that same energy, shut the fuck up and be okay with being
Yeah,
poor.
yeah, yeah, boy, yeah, yeah. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps, Bucko. Um,
Right, but yeah, you're the freedom fighter that is not okay with being mandated to get a vaccine, which I can understand why, don't get me wrong, but it's like sometimes I wonder the priorities in people's minds, right? Like, you know what I mean, Rowan?
yeah, yeah. Well, for one thing, they don't have all the information they should probably have. So they're taking stances and making decision based on limited input of information from all sides, the bigger picture.
And the governments make decisions too, because at the end of the day, the policy makers, the decision makers, they're fine. They don't care. Whatever happens, they're still okay. They're not going to lose their jobs, right? They're not going
Yeah.
to lose their salaries. They're going to have food on their table. So they're like, whatever.
And it's sad. It's,
It is sad, but so then again, so I say all that I've said to say this is in my opinion, is the problem really that we were, that we were being told of these restrictions and shit, or are there more problems that we're still not ready to face, as evidenced by number one, like I said, as soon as things went back to a little bit of normal, there we go again, supporting stupid shit we don't need, buying stuff we do not need. I saw so many people on the holiday, knowing they were broke, still going after their expensive ass gifts, trying to please everyone with the latest fucking AirPods, the cell phone, this and that. And I'm like, bro,
oh,
you're
yeah.
struggling. Like, no, you should, like, what's wrong with just sitting at home and just chilling with the family? Why do you have to buy this expensive as a PlayStation 5, a new TV, and this? Sure, if you can afford it, go ahead. But, like, who am I to
Yeah.
tell you?
Let's all gather around the table and make popcorn balls and sing and shit or, yeah, play board games. Board
Anything, yeah. Like, well, no, no,
Dictionary.
I gotta get the new GCs, Adidas, fucking $350 horrible looking shoes, by the way.
As a matter of fact. In my family, it, the way I was raised, which wasn't a lot of fun, but the way I raised my kids too, the most important thing about the holidays, yeah, the gifts were, fun. Dang, it was neat to get, stuff you asked for. But the most important thing was just being with the family and eating food, making food, eating food. That was the biggest deal. The way the house smelled, that that was the holidays. the way our house always smelled. So ig- when I see that people have lost that shit for the most part, and it's all about spend it even when you don't have it. Um, yeah, but
Making TikToks, getting selfies, and I'm like, oh, this is it. Just then you complain of what? Then you wonder why the government is able to just simply tell you to stay home and wear a fucking mask.
but boy, put like that, it's really ridiculous, huh?
Well, it is, Robin, and it pains me. Part of me just wants to go back to quote unquote normal. It is hard, not gonna lie. It's just, yeah, it not gonna lie, it disrupted my life completely too. It's like how I used to sleep, how I used it, everything is just like wow.
Everything. I don't know yet. I've almost settled into a comfortable spot. Even if you're in the middle of the dump, you can still make a little nest
Oh,
for
absolutely. You
yourself.
adapt and overcome. Well,
Yeah, so
absolutely.
I don't know if things are going to change too much for me if and when it all goes back to air quotes normal. But hey, we'll see. You know, it's not real until it happens. I can, talk all day long about, oh, what I would do, what I will do. No, it all goes out the window when
Nah,
it's really happening.
it went down the shitter a long time ago.
What?
No, no, you're right. It just everything you say just goes down like, well, I said the shitter, you said down the window, same thing.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, hi, six drops. God, I was gonna end, but six drops. Anybody wants to come in, come on and
But
join.
you know what, Robin, too?
Huh?
Isn't it crazy that it's already been like 2 years or something like that? Like,
2 years.
yeah,
Two
like
years.
it's crazy.
2 years of everybody's life just totally in the upside down.
I've listened to like stupid YouTube shit that I've never even thought like G-Man, Shani, all those people that you listen to too, right? Like the Miss Parkers, the like I never in my life. If you would have asked me like 4 years ago, like, would you be wasting so much time on YouTube? No, fuck no.
No, no, just listening to somebody poking somebody else, somebody pulling somebody's pigtails, dipping them in the inkwell. Uh,
Yeah,
I never, I never imagined I would be interested in anything like that. But sometimes I'm glued to that fucking shit. Shanny
it's
for
just so
Christ.
entertaining. Oh my god.
If somebody had told me 5, 6 years ago that I would be watching something like Shanny for Christ and Revelation News, I would have just walked out and closed the door on that. Somebody who'd say that, but damn, here I am.
Robin, if somebody would have told me 5 years ago that I was gonna be talking to a crazy granny from the States about some fucking weird shit about life, I would have been like, no, I got other stuff to do.
Yeah, I know. That I have my life to live. I
Yeah,
don't have time for
absolutely.
that. Ain't got no time for that.
No, but this was another interesting thing too. Of like, in one of my anthropology courses, we were starting to talk about what we called basically ethnoscapes. So think about a landscape. What is a landscape? When you hear the word landscape, right? Think about the mountains, what's around them,
Sky,
maybe,
earth, yeah, yeah.
right. When you think about a cyberscape, you don't usually think about the culture that goes into it. You just think about like a website, right? Like very specific things. However, with the advent of these technologies and stuff, we have and more research is going to come to that, and how we document our moment in history right now is going to have to do a lot with precisely these little communities here and there in the internet, the Von Heltons, the this, the like, even the mainstream media even like this is gonna be a silly example, but like porn too. For example, porn has evolved too much, and I think CW Center has talked about this in the past of like how porn used to be this thing of like, well, there's a method to porn, right? You see this video, and then you're expecting this type of content, period. And now it's like porn stars are not even a thing anymore. Anyone can be can do porn right now, just like
Oh, and
anyone
it's
can.
out there for free.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, no, there's only fans where like you can charge
Oh,
whatever,
yeah,
right?
there's
But
that, but
but they're not. So you would pay for like, but back in the day, you would pay for like recognized porn stars. Now you're paying because you're like, wait a minute, no, it's people that are like more relatable to me. They're quote unquote average like me. Same with like the internet, right? Like anyone can make a podcast now. Before, what you would think, oh, you need someone a specialist in the trade, like an Art Bell or right. Like I'm just
that's
gonna
how it
listen to
used
it.
to be, and now you know what? There are over 30 million YouTube channels, and that's
Right.
just the stats that I found a year ago. A year ago, it was 30 million
It's probably
YouTube.
double now.
It's probably double now because anybody with a cell phone, anybody with a yeah, it
And
and
how easy it is now to get a phone with where you can live stream yourself.
I know they have front and back cameras, and yeah, a lot of them are they're using free phones.
You can snatch Wi-Fi from almost anywhere now. You can just go to a McDonald's and live stream from there.
You can sit outside of a Starbucks on the
Yeah,
curb and get
absolutely.
their Wi-Fi. There are a gazillion hotspots. Um, yeah, Six Drop says just because anyone can do porn doesn't necessarily mean they should do porn.
Fine, but that's where we're at right now. We're like everyone. It doesn't matter if you should or shouldn't. It's like look at us right now, right? We're talking, and we're in real life. We would never, ever have ever met. It's impossible. It would have been
I
impossible.
impossible. We all travel in all these different circles, different localities. The geography's eh, way off, and yeah. So I know, isn't that interesting?
It is very interesting, and so when you're talking about like Shani and this, well, yeah, it's we formed whether we like it or not. It's this cyberscape where like there's this type of communities. There's this, the jokes are here, the serious things are here. It's just Lucas Werner, right? For example, like it's just what would I? How many Lucas Werners are there in the world? Probably too many. But for some reason, this is the one that is like in the
Uh,
cyberscape, right? Like
I know. He's like the rep for
right.
that,
But why is he? But you know why this motherfucker is as popular? Because he has access to a phone and internet.
and a few people noticed, and then it grew from there, and suddenly he's a
It's so quick, yeah.
superstar.
Well, he's not, I wouldn't say he's a superstar, but
Well, a whole lot of people know that name and
well,
know
I
about
mean, because
his bad toe or whatever was happening with his foot that time. Uh,
I don't. I
I can't
barely
believe I have that tidbit of information.
Well, I believe it. I don't. I'll be honest with you. I haven't seen a lot of the channels I got it sometimes when I watch a few of your replays because on Sundays when I work the night shift, I'm like, okay, I need to. The shift is boring, so I need to listen to some, and then I'll see like your links, right? And then so I you had this guy, what was his name? You had Dragnot before, right?
Yeah.
Right, so that's what led me into all these rabbit holes where you're like, oh, so who is he talking? Oh, who is this guy? Oh, he's making fun of this. Oh, but who's this other? And then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit.
I know, I know. It's like networking. It's
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy.
you meet somebody and then you see what they're interested in and their particular personal rabbit holes, and then you kind of get to go down them a little bit with them.
Yeah, Grampy Lobster, right? And
Oh, Jesus,
I
Grant.
found out about Von Helton because of him.
Oh, me too. I didn't know who the hell Von Helton was, but then, see, that's another story I'm sticking with.
That's another story. And what a story is that? Oh my God. It's just, there's no time to catch up with all this lolcows, as they call them. It's impossible.
it is impossible. I just only have so many hours in my day when I'm conscious.
Yeah.
So, eh, you know, the internet is vast and the day is very
Oh,
short.
it's crazy. It's just crazy.
And and I'm sub to, a whole lot of people that I like, and I miss so much of their stuff.
Oh, I had to clear my notifications. I had to turn them off because I was getting like 20 a day or more. Like it was no, no,
Yeah,
no, no, no. Can't do it.
yeah, do I wanna go here or there? Do I wanna find out more about this one, or do I go back to that one? Or yeah, so a big blanket apology to all the people I follow that I don't keep up with because I have a weird attention span.
Well, see, like Mikey. Now I'm calling him Mikey. Michael, Omni Michael, right?
Mhm.
Like I didn't know he was taking, but it took me a while to like, oh yeah, he hasn't been online for a while, and then he posted a new video like, hey, I'm back, whatever. And I'm like, oh shit, right? He was out away for a while. Well, yeah, because you get so fucking overwhelmed.
Um, say that again? Over what?
No, so like Omni Eris, not Omni
Uh,
Michael. Sorry,
uh,
my bad.
I know, Michael. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so you know Omni. We
We had a deep association, Mario, for years.
Yeah, and Ramsey and all that crew. Yeah, so what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
the other day I saw, wow, the other day, like I don't know, a few weeks ago, whatever, I saw a notification from his channel. And I'm like, and he's like, oh, I don't know, he's explaining where he's been in life, talk to, dude. Okay, wait, hold on. Oh my God, see, we're going. Oh my God.
Were you
Anyway, so,
gone? Yeah.
oh, okay, no, wait. Before I get into the holy shit thing, I was like, oh my god, Omni Airs hasn't streamed in a while. I didn't even notice because there's just so many fucking things, right? Like so many new channels and this and that.
I
And then,
know.
and I was happy to hear him and everything, but fucking what's his name died.
Lord Stephen Christ.
And I'm still not in a FEMA camp, and I was supposed to be in a FEMA camp by now.
Mhm.
And yeah, this guy died. Can you just
At
unfucking believable?
56 years old from cardiopulmonary issues. Hmm.
He probably went nuts there. He's too stressed, and
Oh,
he
yeah,
was probably
oh,
screaming all this. I don't know.
eh, who knows?
Who
Who
knows?
knows?
But isn't
But
that crazy?
but, yeah, but and there was one last coattailing of Lord Stephen Christ by, a few people, and, they had to weigh in to remain valid or something. Philip Blair, yeah, Lord Stephen Christ, he was a big deal. He was, arrested for the second time for threatening a
For the second time, yeah.
president's life. Yeah, first he threatened O
Obama, wasn't it?
Obama, and then he was arrested for that, got released, and then he got arrested for threatening Trump. And then, he couldn't stand trial because he couldn't pass the mental exam. He was too, nuts to, be brought to trial. So, he was kept in the mental unit of the prison, and he died there because still maintained that he was,
He
Jesus.
is.
Huh?
He is. He never died. He's everywhere. He's Lord
Oh,
Stephen Christ.
he lives on.
Yeah. On whose memory? I don't know. Ours. But look at that. Another fucking sad existence. No offense, but like, that's what your life is going to be? Like, I don't know. But no, anyway, that's a tangent. It was crazy. I could not believe, like, really? It's been that fucking long that now Lord Stephen Christ is dead. Like, it's wow.
I know it's evolving sort of like real life does. Only this is this is the internet. People die, things change. It
Things
evolves.
change, and I was gonna say that even Omni looked very very different. Like I don't know, I got a very different vibe. I don't think he's gonna do live shows anymore. I don't blame him. Like, really spending so much time with this shit, I don't think it's good for anyone.
Well, it lost its flavor and its spark.
Yeah,
It used to have a big, brilliant spark. It was like a skyrocket kind of a thing that Michael was doing. Everybody had a great time. It was brilliant. And then it just sort of, you know, the more things change, the more that anyway, it had to run its course.
but
You
well,
know,
yeah, and he says
it
it's there
wasn't
too.
it was finite. Um, and it just uh went to a lower level of, you know, uh show content. And so it just I can understand the exhaustion and the throwing up of the hands, and so I get that.
No, and he I think he addresses that. He's like, well, this wasn't really like it wasn't really working for me. It was like, and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And
And then fucking the whole Todd thing. That I hope that guy's. I don't like him. I think he's an idiot. I think he's
he's for sure an idiot, but he's also a human being, and he absolutely has disappeared off the internet.
good.
He
You know what?
is
Good. He
I
needed that.
know I encouraged him to do that too because, it was part of his downfall. But, um, it was a it was a fucking success story. When I
You think a
encountered
success
Todd,
story?
um,
What?
he's not doing that shit anymore.
Are you sure he's not doing drugs and all that
Yes,
crazy shit he was doing?
uh, yes, I yes, uh, um,
Okay,
yeah.
if you say so, Ron.
Well, I'm here in his periphery, and
Hey, I trust you. I believe you. It's your call. I'm just saying it's very hard based on what I saw in that guy. And
no,
what bothered me was, and I think it bothered everyone's like, dude, it's like what Shani and Rev do, right? Like, folks, individuals, everyone is being mean to us. And why are you saying this? And why are you saying that? When we are the ones doing crazy shit on the internet. And it's like, well, get off the internet, maybe focus on your real fucking life.
uh, yeah, and so that's what's taking place now for Todd.
Well, I
Eh,
really hope you're saying the truth and good for him. If really that's what he's doing, good for him. That's what, you know what, Shani and Rev should do.
okay, that is, that's a vocation. What they're doing is a lifestyle, and it's been uh, ever thus. For Todd, it was a
Like,
breakdown, a losing his shit,
okay.
a drugged up, killing himself kind of a situation, and he was absolutely blotto. And um, yeah, but it stopped. And I'm telling you, Mario, from the knowledge I have, it has stopped. And
I
you
hope
know,
it does.
it was
And you know
lucky.
what?
It was a lucky thing. The kid is lucky, and I don't have any illusions about Todd. He's nuts as fuck. you know, he really is.
No,
He
I
he's
know what you mean, though. I know what you mean. Like, yeah, sure. Like, the thought that we knew even before this weirdo fucking thing started. Yeah, he said the darnest things and stuff, but at least you could be like, okay, well, this is a guy that has some opinions on the internet, period. Right?
somewhat relatable. Somewhat relatable.
Sure, but you were not like, holy shit, no, wait, hold on, this guy is like on the way down to some. No, like, no, this is not how you live your life. But if you say that, do you know if he's bad with Brett?
Um, there's an association.
Kind of
You
like
know,
friends,
um, it's hard to say, but yeah, Brett and his family, and they're they're being really supportive. They were always willing to be supportive before, but Todd was like a loose cannon and uncontrollable. So, mm, but now there's help there, and he's accepting it.
okay.
And
Well, you know what? I hope I never see him back in on YouTube. Number one,
oh, me too.
for
I
his
would
own good.
I would rip him a new one. because I put some energy into that kid,
You did?
and I lost friends over it, because of my
What do you mean
stance.
you lost friends?
I'm
Sorry,
sorry,
no.
what?
You know what? No, I asked, what do you mean you lost friends? But you don't have to tell me. It's your life.
Oh,
You're
I'll
private.
tell you, it's out there, it's public. I I was
Robin, what did I tell you? Fucking, I got into this rabbit hole of the G-Man, the shiny and stuff. I am out of touch with almost there. It's too much to keep up with. I'm not gonna. What I'm saying is, I'm not gonna go back and look for. Is there anywhere where I can be like where it says like Robin lost her friend's story? No.
oh no, no, I just merely said because I'm about to tell you, Mario.
Well, I just want you to know though that I don't care in the sense that if you don't feel comfortable telling me, it's fine. We can move on.
Oh, I'm totally comfortable. I've told people before. I had Todd on my stream. Were you aware of that?
I think you did. Yes, one
Twice.
time.
I did it
Well, no.
twice.
So I did not see it, but I do. I did see that you were having Todd as a guest. I even thought at some point it was just a joke.
Um, I was serious, and then Todd didn't trust me. So he ghosted me. But I wanted to talk to him, um, just to be coming from a different perspective because he was being attacked, and I dogpiled on him too.
So you
Um,
didn't want to troll him.
I just why not lean into it and talk to the kid? So I invited him. He ghosted me. I invited him again. He showed up. So anyway, he was on twice. And
Okay.
when people come on my stream, I just kind of let them talk. If they want to do stream of consciousness. Yeah. Anyway, um, I my aim was to provide a safe space for Todd. I okay, I'm taking this responsibility. Yeah, I reached out to him. Okay, come talk. You will not be attacked because damn, we attacked him mercilessly over and
Okay, but
over.
wouldn't you agree though that he was asking for it?
Um, oh sure, he was an asshole. Um, but anyway, so um, I even notified a couple of my mods ahead of time. Please don't let anybody be mean to Todd
Okay,
in
so
the
you were
chat.
seriously trying to just maybe like, hey, let's leave the pettiness and the jokes
I
aside.
wanted to talk to the kid. This
Okay,
wasn't
okay.
an
To the
attack.
real Todd.
Yeah, and
Whatever
so
what's left of him at that point. Yes.
so I reached out, and it turned out he got really high the next stream he did, and I said, "You fucker, you just let me down." Uh, but anyway, happened after. But I had him on, and
Hmm.
okay, Reemsy was in my chat and asked a really tough question that he wanted me to ask Todd, and I that wasn't what my stream was about. So I timed Reemsy out for saying, "What about when he threatened my life or threatened to kill me?" I'm not going to cover that. Reemsy. So I timed him out. Well, the shit hit the fan. It absolutely hit the fan. Suddenly, I got a private message from Michael saying, "Robin, what the fuck are you doing?" And from that moment on, I was blocked. I was shunned. I was dumped. I was erased. I was absolutely out of, the order. I was no longer the granny superstar of the Omnieris podcast. I was on, got 100 of his shows. Um, I was a part, and just because I did that, so yeah, I lost a group of friends. I lost a group of friends. Boom, just like that after what, 5 years? 6 years?
Everyone's fighting everyone. Fuck.
I know.
But
Uh,
Robin, can I ask you a question? And if you don't want to answer it, then I'll move on.
oh, fuck, I never avoid answering a question.
Don't you think that it was maybe fair from Ramsey to want to know that?
Oh, absolutely. But it wasn't the time or the place. Of course, yeah, well, because Todd was a real fucking jerk, and he said bizarre things and made these threats and just was,
But like horrible things, yeah.
yeah. And so, uh, I should have maybe communicated more ahead of time with those friends. What was it? But it was really sudden, Todd's acceptance of, so I just, carried on with it because, I was going into territory I'd never been in, but I just wanted to ask. And then I had this underlying thing going on with me too. Um, Todd, it was meth. It was meth in any form he could get. It was speed, and Todd's in his 30s. That's when my oldest daughter started with her issue with that very
Right. If I
substance.
recall, yeah, you had a very,
I have a dead
very
kid,
right, 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 because of that stuff.
and so so there was that part of me,
So the granny part of you wanted this guy to get better. I can understand.
and it wasn't even that big that was just the part of me that made me reach out. Uh, y 'cause he could have easily been dead. Could have easily been dead. Yeah, yeah, so that was part of it too. But yeah, okay, so getting back to that original topic, yeah, that's how I lost friends. I was
I
just
didn't know that.
yeah,
Sorry.
it was a gut punch, when I was cut off after being such a a component of the order, the group, the Omni Michael Reamsey, and it's occasionally Doc Savage. You know, it had been years, and then I was, a little stab in the heart, and I went, "Whew," but now, even Reamsey at one time told me when I was fretting over something or another years ago, he says, "Robin, it's only YouTube. It's oh," and, that's all it is. It's all it is. But look what a big part of us all it has become.
Well, it's part of our culture now. Like I said, it's we communicate feelings here. The whole Rani and Shani and Rev.
Ranny and Chev, I like that. Oh, a T-shirt.
Yeah, Rani and Chev.
Mm.
It has consequence in the real world, right? Like the child net, how they treat their children by maybe not directly, but by proxy. How they treat other people, the racism, the when they were flaunting all this money and shit, right? Like it has certain repercussions in the real world. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it is YouTube, but I can understand why you feel saddened because it's like, wait a minute, this was kind of like my side here. Have you tried talking to him, or is that done?
Um, I right now?
Then I don't know when this happened, but like after
Okay,
the
it was
dust was settled.
several months ago. Um, we kept in touch for a a hot minute after all of that, and I've reached out to you're talking about Todd, right?
No, I'm talking about Omni and Ramsey
Oh,
and I don't
Omni.
know K
No.
Ride. Who else was there?
Okay, Ride's still my pal. He
Well, that's
because
good because
he
he's
was
really
kinda
funny.
he was a sovereign citizen, he didn't take sides or no, I have not reached out.
Okay. Do you
I have
want to, or are you? Is that
no,
done?
no, no, because, I'd like an apology for being judged and being bitch slapped. Um, yeah, and I know there have been a couple of people, well-intentioned people who have sorta kinda extended an olive branch on my behalf, and they
Hmm.
were shut down, and I said, "Please don't do that." Um,
No, no. This is between you guys. Like nobody, especially Yeah, no, that's it's very personal. I wouldn't. It sucks because yeah,
Yeah, yeah, and if there's ever anything that is gonna be reestablished, it's going to have to come from, uh, an apology to me because you know I wasn't treated well just for, following my fucking heart, and it didn't hurt any damn body. Some feelings were bent. Um, People took it personally that I went outside the boundaries and went off on my own to to do a
uh,
settle up with Todd and you know,
I can understand. And you know what? I hate to say this to you, but probably the other side is also expecting an apology from me. I'm not saying who's right and who's wrong.
you know what?
I'm just
I
saying,
gotta tell you, I've been through every scenario, every possible scenario in regard to that, and I did. I even talked to K Ride Express about this. Uh, Maybe I should apologize to Reemsy for shutting him down after asking that question in my chat about, what about the death threats? Uh, I thought about only reaching out to Reemsy to say, "Dude, I'm sorry. That was knee jerk, and you didn't deserve that." But I didn't. I didn't. I didn't do it. Haven't done it. Haven't even thought about doing it lately. But yeah, that was the only thing I ever thought about apologizing for. Otherwise, I owe nobody an apology. Yeah, I didn't betray anybody except for timing Reemsy out. you know,
no, I
but
listen. I'm not here to say who's right or who's wrong. I hear you, and I'm sorry that happened to you and them because yeah, it was a good crowd.
it was fun.
It
We
was
had a
fun. Yeah.
we had a blast. In fact, I was going over my YouTube archives yesterday, and I went back going from the very beginning. I started freeloading on people's channels and stuff, and one of them was one of the hundreds Michael did not delete. Uh, or a couple of them, I had old shows from being on with Michael and Reemsy, and I think Amaratsu Solar. I haven't seen her for a really long time. I hope she's still alive and kicking. Bless your heart, dear, wherever you are. But God, we had a great time. Um, yeah, but now we don't. So yeah.
Things happen, Robin. I mean, look at how fucking who else is not talking anymore? Everyone that turned on. Well, I shouldn't say turn. That's wrong. So like the paranormal hood, right? Like so they're not talking to Cambion anymore, for example, right? Uh, who else? A lot of people that like once you were like, oh hey, we're here all hanging out, and then all of a sudden it's like, boom.
Well, the thing about Cambion, though, he's changed up over the years, and you know,
Oh yeah, like I still like the guy. I still talk to the guy, but what I was gonna say is we don't all have sort of a that like friend obligation. You know what I mean? So yeah, things do end, but I can understand. I can see why it hurts you that you thought you were at that level, and now you kind of have to treat it as if there was nothing. It sucks. It sucks in real life too.
yeah. Well, but there was something. You can't deny that. But it's over. Shit
No,
ends.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like it's easier when you look at it like, oh well, like for example, what happened with Paranormal Hood and Cambion. It's just one example that you and I can both relate to.
Yeah. Well, we were
That's
there.
like whatever, right? Like it's who cares?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was only interested in Cambion for his cabin. God, I adored that. I adored that. Think that he. But otherwise, what Cambion talks about, I don't relate to. I'm not interested in that stuff. God, there's too much stuff out there
Oh,
anyway.
there's too much.
Yeah,
We're
so
back to that. Yeah.
but, when springtime hits, I'm gonna be all over him to be showing pictures and taking us on his cabin thing again. Um, yeah,
That
but that
that
other
cabin
s
is really cool. Yeah, absolutely. It's
oh my god, it's brilliant. It's
yeah,
brilliant.
it is. It is. It
Um,
makes me like low key jealous. I'm like, holy shit! This is one of. I wish I had a cabin like that.
oh god, cabin in the forest.
Like I wish I had enough money to fly that dude here and just like guide me through it.
Make me
You know?
one. Oh, yeah, yeah, guide me through it.
Yeah.
It yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Six Drop says, "Reams is such a sweetie, I would apologize for the sky blue to" yeah, I used to feel like that. But you know what? After
Yeah, he's nice. I have
he
nothing bad to say about the guy.
brilliant man, he was a nice friend for those years, but as soon as I did that, Reamsy just absolutely cut me off. Boom. No discussion, no nothing. I mean, you guys, it was like I didn't even feel it. It was so abrupt and yeah, it was
Cold
swift.
turkey.
Yeah, I didn't feel a thing. And then I turn around and realize damn, I've been cut loose, y'all. Um, so yeah, that was kind of but I did consider apologizing to Reemsy for
Well,
being
hey, it's
rude.
never too late, Robin. Just saying.
Eh, you're
But you're
right.
also an adult. Who am I to tell you what to do? I'm a fucking
Oh, I
child.
know. Don't you dare, you shithead.
No.
Don't tell me what to do. Oh yeah, well, of course there's always that option. Yeah, yeah, of course there is. I just have not chosen to, move in that
Yeah, no,
direction.
that's fair. So how's the Granny show doing? I saw a lot of again in the universe of this interconnected things. I saw you had some people with some younger people, well, Dragnon. Uh, so now it looks like you guys are doing well.
Um, oh, we're still just this tiny, tiny, tiny little spot in the YouTube verse, but we have a good time. Maggie was sick
Yeah,
and
I was hearing that in the beginning of
it,
your
it
stream.
didn't show up for a while. God, I was really worried. Um, but yeah, she showed up today, and yeah, we're you know we're looking forward to some interviews coming up. Some topics that people won't give a shit about, but they're of interest to me. I'm gonna interview a local producer who has a movie out about mental health. It's a drama, and then I have a lady who's a columnist with the LA Times who
That
interviewed
is interesting.
and yeah, so that's she writes a column about being old and issues and stuff. Her name is Paula. Anyway, so we have some shit coming up. So yeah, we're just carrying on, Mario. You know, mostly it's just me and Maggie entertaining each other, and then people watch.
Yeah,
Yeah, but also we do some serious interviews, and we've got a couple sort of lined up, and yeah, so we're carrying on. I'm grateful for it. I we have a great time, and I knock on wood every day.
you should try to get Miss Parker on your show. That girl is funny.
That girl is fucking brilliant.
It's
She
just it's hilarious.
is cute as hell. She is sharp as a tack, and then Grampy and she are uh, sort of bantering kind of friends and stuff.
That's how I found her fucking channel because of you leading me to drag to Grumpy to this guy
Oh,
to
I know
another
all
guy. He's
this
really funny too. His name is Black Guy TV.
Black Eye TV, BGTV. Oh, I know, and he's
Yeah,
just his voice.
he's fucking
And
funny too.
and he's just this little skinny guy with this amazing speaking voice. He's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
James Earl Jones.
yeah.
Yeah, good. I know all these connections. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Peace TV, Jimmy of Leader of the family of Fringe, first family of Fringe is over in the chat. I know. Uh,
Is that Jimmy, the guy from the family from England that are friends with Jiggy?
yeah, yeah. See,
Oh, okay.
more connections.
I can't see the chat right now, but yeah, see, there you go. More fuck.
I know it's all interwoven. It's like a tapestry of all these different colored threads.
We have,
Yeah,
yeah, it's crazy. It's insane.
I know. I love it. I I love it so much. Okay, I was gonna say something valid a while back, and I lost my train of fucking thought. Can't remember.
Related to what?
I can't even remember that, Mario.
Oh
Um,
shit.
I know. Well, I sort of have been getting high. Um,
You're too old to be getting this high, Robin.
what are you, a fucking misogynist ageist? Yes.
Okay, there, Lucas. Hold the fuck up.
Yeah, yeah, ageist, ageism. That's what it is, ageism. Yeah.
Age
How old are
phobia.
you, Mario?
I just turned 30
Oh,
not too
30,
long
40,
ago.
50, 60, 70. Okay, I was a stoner 10 years before you were born.
Holy shit.
So,
Nothing wrong with it, by the way. I'm kidding. I don't care.
well, it wouldn't matter if you did, dude.
That too. That too. Yeah. Good fucking point. You got me there. What the fuck does it matter what I think? You're the one smoking.
I'm the one smoking. Yeah. Well, and it's legal here too.
It's legal almost fucking everywhere. It's about time everybody legalizes it.
Yeah. Wait, Six Drop says, and that is why people are upset with you, Robin.
Because you're high or because you're old?
Because I'm hungry. Okay. Which is it, Six Drops? Pick a side.
Yeah.
Oh, Jimmy says, Mario, you're a baby. I was just starting when you were born. Oh, Jimmy, you are such a bullshitter. Jimmy.
Starting the reefer life too.
Reefer madness. Reefer
Yeah,
madness. It's it's going to end an entire generation of wild young people.
isn't that what they were saying back in the day?
Yeah, yeah, that's
And here we
exactly.
are.
And here we are. I was a little kid when the propaganda film Reefer Madness came out, and nobody knew what they were talking about. But the only people who did pot were musicians. The only people who did speed and all that stuff were either truckers or musicians. It wasn't in the general population. But here was this movie talking about reefer madness, and everybody was going, the adults around me were going, huh? Uh, Not here. But um, yeah. I, so anyway, I can't remember where I was going with that.
Well,
But
no. So I'm pretty sure that you're relating it back to like things that we say now, and we sort of like demonize, and then yeah, like marijuana is nothing. It's whatever, but still,
it's
some people resist. Some people resist and are still making it illegal, right? Like,
um, y- I know, and it's a plant. It's a fucking plant.
yeah,
You know,
that too.
you put a seed in the dirt, it grows a plant, and you can dry it and smoke it. Mm, and I don't know if anybody's know who Woody Harrelson is, but he
Oh, I
was,
do.
yeah, a big hemp proponent. Hemp ropes made from hemp plants, and this is the stoner kind of hemp uh, plant. It's those fibers are stronger
The
than the
hemp is
size.
really good. Yeah,
Yeah, stronger ropes, longer lasting. They don't mold. They don't. Yeah. So hemp products, you can. There are sheets. uh, textiles made from hemp fibers. It's very, very versatile, but once they outlawed the THC, the loady kind of hemp, it outlawed every kind of hemp. It's so brainless.
Because anything related to the plant was, oh no, forget it.
Oh,
It's stupid. Talk
it's
about
stu
bad decisions, right? Like, see what I
and
mean? We've been controlled by stupid people for how many years now?
well, stupid people with a whole fucking lot of power.
Well, yeah, but where the whole cliche that power comes from the people? Well, it's true. You're the ones that vote for them. Nowadays, you like their posts, you don't like their posts, right? You gave them all, or you give them all this clout, right?
Mhm.
I'm not talking about either side, right or left, right? Doesn't matter.
It well, it's all the same. The only thing that changes are the names. The system really never changes. It's all
Nope.
about the control of the masses by the, wealthy and people in power. Th Like I said, the names change. The situation never does.
Well, and sometimes the names don't even change. How long has fucking Pelosi been on wherever position she's in right now?
Oh
Like,
god,
how many fucking years? Like, are you kidding me?
politics is such a fucking joke. If their mouths are moving, they're lying. Uh, it's it's, it's like a culture, the culture of politics.
It is a whole
The
culture, yeah,
the foolers, the jokers, the liars, the
and you're not invited. And the funny
posers.
thing is, they're supposed to be working for you, but you're not invited. Try to go to the fucking White House and just casually walk there and be like, "Hey, can I talk to this guy? Do you have visitor ID? Have you been vetted? This and that." Forget it.
Oh,
Just get
forget it. I know you have to scale the wall, and many have tried
yeah.
and succeeded. Um, oh, yeah, governments are not, uh, population friendly. They're not friendly. They don't like you. They do
Nope.
not like
But
you.
they need you.
And all those laws that we live under are designed to protect the rich. They're not designed for us. It's about the control of us. It's
Well, it's like this is a silly example. I was reading or hearing somewhere. I think it's in New York or in California. If it's in California, you would know. Where like basically, if you have a fucking beehive in your backyard, you're exempt from property taxes. And then it makes you wonder, well, who the fuck has the means and the access to have a motherfucking beehive in their backyard? And the maintenance that it requires and the sophistication. This
um
was made for rich people that can hire fucking Mexicans to take care of their fucking beehives and then not pay property taxes. It's ridiculous.
the boy is that is so off the wall, Mario. That makes me I have not heard of that. I didn't but we do have some bizarre statutes and regulations hereabouts because California. But
Yeah.
I have never heard of your property taxes being erased by
Or lowered. And like I said, it's probably not California, it's
oh,
somewhere else.
for a habitat. Well, we have flocks of wild parrots here too, and if you provide a habitat for them, that Mario, that could be completely true. It could have been
But but
completely true.
but Robin, who is this benefiting? Who the fuck has the time and the resources when you're working two, three jobs and have a family and you're lower middle class? How the fuck are you gonna take care of wild parrots or bees?
Well,
Like no.
the people who do it are already set. They're already
Exactly. And they don't even do it themselves. It's a tax break designed for rich people.
oh, of course. Isn't that the way of the world? Hi, Jello Shots. Jello Shots is over in there. Hey, You wanna come on? Hell, might as well. Yeah, God, I was gonna go to bed a long fucking time ago.
Yeah, this was. I'm sorry. This turned into a whole.
Like
Uh,
there's a link if anybody wants to come on, either to say goodnight or if you have an issue, if you have something weighing on your soul right now, come and talk to Granny and our secondary emotional support Canadian.
if you want to become a Christian, talk about G-Man. This is the place.
Yeah, you're in the right place. Hey, Jello. Oh dear.
Hello, how are you? Just had to make
Um,
sure my mic was on. Sorry.
okay, yeah, testing.
Tasting, num num num. Tasting, num num num.
Yeah, I see your marijuana
Yeah,
Oscar the
it's
Grouch.
the words are cut off. It's a picture of Oscar the Grouch, and it says, "I am made of marijuana."
He really is. Look at him. Yeah, and I'm partaking. Oh, Jimmy in the chat says he has a bee sanctuary in his garden, just waiting for our neighbors to sort their new be an insect. Oh, how cool is that?
Okay, Jimmy, but are you getting some sort of tax break by law from that, or are you doing it because you care about the environment? Of course, there's a difference there, right?
Well,
Like,
you
I'm
know
not
what?
saying like it's bad to do that.
Jimmy is a fairy child. He would not do it for any kind of incentive like that. You have to understand, Jimmy. He's
Oh,
No, I know.
Robin, we're not allowed to use that kind of language anymore. Come on.
what?
See, but that's what
He's
I mean, though. If you're
he's
doing it for the
just a nice
environment,
dresser. He's just a good dresser, and he has taste. That's all. You don't have to call him, you know.
All those fluffy things.
Yeah, he just has taste. Just say he has taste.
He has taste. Well, he does. Look at his wife. Holy shit. Have you seen his wife?
Uh,
what the fuck, bro?
Talking about taste,
Oh my god.
he's a good dancer. He really knows his way around a kitchen. That's all she's saying. That's all she's saying.
Yeah. White polyester. Disco suit. Yeah.
Um,
Oh, Jimmy. Okay, Jimmy, come on.
What did he say?
Threesome, Robin? No.
Oh shit.
I haven't had that kind of an invitation in 40 years.
Well, like I said, it's never too late.
Yeah, it is.
You can go help them with their honey.
I heard Maggie saying earlier that I made her blush last time I was on.
Oh,
I ain't mean to. Although I was hoping that she'd be here so that I could come on and ask which one of you two wants to earn $5 the hard way.
oh, I know. And calling it the hard way is a very apt description. Yeah, the hard
For
way.
sure. When it's with me, it's very difficult.
Oh, geez, I don't even want to imagine, dear. Huh. Um, I am speechless. I do not know where to go from here.
Go to the UK and help the Pearsons with their honeys.
Okay, that's agenda number 1.
Yeah, maybe you'll get a tax break in California.
Hey, I'll put in for it.
Yeah,
The worst thing they can do is say no.
that's true.
That doesn't hurt. That doesn't bend my feelers. Yeah, Jimmy has been making Robin and Maggie blush for ages. You have indeed, Jimmy. Jimmy, uh, we were having this little innocent live stream with Jimmy's wife, and Jimmy got home from work and got out of the shower, and he shouted at Sarah, asking for where's the lube, and she told him it was in the bedside cabinet. But Jimmy came and showed his bare ass on the Granny Show.
and you didn't get copyright strikes or anything?
I don't think he had the Circle C on his ass. I didn't look. I'll have to go back and watch to see if there's a Circle C on his bum.
Wait,
But
so he showed his bare ass on the Granny show.
on camera, on
Oh,
the
I need
Grand.
to. I'm gonna make that my new profile picture.
Yeah, I didn't timestamp it, but it's there. You can take still shots.
Which
Yeah.
one? When was this? Like 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks? 1 week
When
ago?
was it, Jimmy? It was God. It wasn't too long ago. It was last week.
You're lucky you don't have mean friends that would flag you just because they found it funny. Or nudity.
Yeah, that's
Nudity.
true.
Nudity, a bare bum, a bare. But there was an issue. He did it twice. The first time he did it, I complained
Oh,
because
twice.
I couldn't see.
Yeah,
I
it
could only
wasn't
see
enough bum.
the top. There wasn't enough bum. I could only see the top part of his booty, and because Sarah's name label was in the way, and I said, Jimmy, you got to do that again because some of it. So the next time he came on bare ass,
Winked
he
with his
leaned
brown
over
eye.
to. I know we almost saw his winky.
He winked with his brown eye.
He did. Yeah. Okay. Jimmy says Monday. Monday. No, it wasn't Monday. We're never
Well,
on
Sunday,
Monday.
Monday for them, maybe, no?
Oh, it was probably Sunday. Last Sunday. Yeah, 6 drops says the first time was too low. I know, and I was in such a dither that I couldn't remember how to take off those name tags from the live stream. So,
Well, you
but he
can't because aren't they streaming on their end with their names?
no, it's all on me because
Oh,
it was my parlor, and yeah, I had the ability to take those name tags off, but I
but you were
forgot how to
focused on
do
the
it.
ass, on
I
the
was
ass cheeks.
wanted to see that ass again. Yeah.
Yeah, on the B cheeks.
Yeah, all the way live, all the way from the UK.
Yeah, you got royal cheeks. There you go.
Some royalty. Yeah. So anyway, there's the story about Peas TV Jimmy. We got history, y'all. I've seen his bare ass. Well,
And it
so
doesn't
did
get.
a lot of other people. I think we had 95 views on that show, which is huge for us.
So, how many people unsubscribed or subscribed after that?
I don't know. I should look at the stats.
Did you see an increase in your engagement or a
A
decrease?
little bump up in the algorithm.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You should feature that video on your channel.
Yeah, and put a clip, put just a still
There you
shot
go.
for the advertisement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
when you do, if you ever do a Robin After Dark again, just have that be the thumbnail.
Good idea. Oh, I hope we remember to do that.
But sort of pixelated, like censor it, like because you might get in trouble.
Oh hell, I invite trouble. Trouble, come and get me.
Yeah, she put out the link as soon as I got in her chat. Are you kidding?
But yeah, 6 drops gave that man butt a 6 out of 6 drops. 6 out of 6. I don't know. It was awfully flaccid.
Oh.
It was a droopy white guy kind of butt. Just say, expect royalties on. Well, you have to have a price list, Jimmy.
Is he gonna?
You
He's
need
gonna
to
be like Reb. He's gonna complain that people are making money from his ass.
making money.
Everybody's making money off my porn, but me. This entire place reeks of shit.
Making money off my butt. How dare you?
I need money, folks. I'm entitled to that money.
I want money.
I can't make his voice.
Right, making money off me.
It's against the law.
Nobody's making money off me. Wait. Oh, wait. There's the Cambion thing.
Everybody's going to jail.
Praise the cash, praise the cash.
One chick's bum is another chick's beauty. Yeah, I guess I agree with that, Six Drops.
Yeah, that's true.
One chick's bum is another chick's booty. Are you high?
No, beauty, not booty.
Oh, beauty. It
You
still
said beauty.
make,
Beauty makes more sense than booty.
doesn't none of that makes sense to me. One chick's bum is another chick's beauty. Yeah. Wh-
Yeah, so because you said it was flaccid and ugly and all this
I
horrible
didn't
things.
say it was ugly. I said it was a white guy ass.
You said you looked at it and you felt like throwing up.
Boy, are you just making shit up or what? Yes, you are.
Me,
Yeah,
no. Why would I do that?
you? Ah,
Robin, this was
Mario?
great. I I'm sorry if I kept you up longer than you were intending.
I know, God, it's almost 9:30 here. Holy shit.
It's almost 10:30 here, so I gotta get going here pretty soon. But thanks for the chat though. It was nice to catch up and know that you're okay and complain about the state of the world.
Yeah. Well, thanks for being here, Mario. You're always such a good sport. And thanks for showing up and talking with me. And you're a pretty smart guy.
No,
And
hey, it happened. It was meant to be. Like I said, it just happened. Yeah.
I
What
know.
did John Lennon say in one of his songs? Life is what happens when you're busy planning.
Yeah, okay. Life happens when you're busy making other plans.
There you
I
go.
I bought that book, John Lennon in His Own Right, and that was one of the pages. I- And it, oh God, I think somebody stole it from me. I don't have that
Oh,
book.
that sucks.
That fucking sucks. I bought it as soon as it came out too. Okay, but Mario, thank you.
Yeah, no, be well, be safe. I probably will keep missing the shows just because
Be well, be
timings.
safe. Oh, I, God, boy, do I understand that. Well, thanks for being here tonight.
But yeah, I'll be around, and thanks to you, now I discover a plethora of other
Of
fucking
shit you were
nonsense.
never interested in before, I know.
Nah, it's entertaining. It helps. It really helps.
What
It
else are
really
we gonna do right
Yeah,
now?
it helps to not know that A, there's people worse than me, and B, it's good to laugh.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that comforting to know that there are
Oh, it is
assholes more
very
assholey than you are?
comforting.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can always point and say, well, at least I'm not them.
At least I'm not sitting next to a fucking whale that eats my food and took
Elaine,
all my money, and now I don't know what the
got
fuck to do.
700 fucking $1,000.
It's fucking unbelievable. And now I'm getting fed by G-Man. Like G-Man is taking care of me and my family. Like, no, thank God I'm not that way.
He brought us 5 pizzas. Um, yeah,
What do you mean?
huh?
Who brought you what?
Oh, yeah, G-Man delivered 5 pizzas to
To
the
who? To Shani?
yeah, to Shani. Yeah, they
Oh,
took
did
uh,
they make a video? Oh, they
yeah,
took a picture.
thanks, G-Man. Yeah,
Holy fuck.
the boxes stacked up 5 pieces.
Yeah, no. Thank God we're not in that situation. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, at least we're not them.
Bottom
Uh,
line at the end of the day.
bottom line at the end of the day. Yeah, that being said, uh,
That-
all those phrases. Oh, Jello, that's gross.
Isn't that a great picture of Rev?
Look at his the teeth that are camouflage color teeth.
Before you throw me out here, I needed to address an issue, a minor issue, real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Mud kind of announced my birthday on your channel today. And here's the thing, I didn't tell Mud it was my birthday. And apparently he found me on some sort of social media, which I never advertise. I lie I don't give real personal information on any on any. So if something that you are friends with me on in some way tells you it's my birthday, it probably isn't. You know what I mean? Like that's probably not the case. So yeah, no, my birthday's in the early part of April, and definitely not today, or wasn't.
Well, you just doxed your fucking self, dumbass.
Yeah, kind of.
Well, he just said he lied though, so can you trust him?
Yeah,
Well, I lie on
he's in a
social
weak
media
moment.
to tell.
He,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
not
he's in
really.
a weak moment here with his grandma.
I just
Yeah,
don't give real information on those things. You don't need
As
to
you
know.
should. As you should.
Yeah, for sure.
I know. I have so many layers of different names on the internet. Nobody on the internet knows my real name.
Do you
And
know who? If I say the beanie, do you know who I'm referring to?
the beanie. Nope.
Or Beggs? All right.
Begs.
Well, there's this.
Negs?
Yeah,
Negs?
yeah.
Oh,
He
the
actually
guy
offered.
that
He
is
offered
going
150 for my
Oh,
dogs.
another fucking idiot.
He offered people 150 bucks for my docs, and all he could get was some bullshit that was found.
Wait.
on-
Whoa. You are beefing with Next?
No.
Why is he after your name then?
Because
Jello's associated with the enemy.
well, I made a line. I made a crack on the geek room, right? And he decided that he would use his usual defense against it, and say that I made jokes about his dead kid, which I didn't do.
Shit.
Which I didn't do at all.
Oh,
I
yeah,
said
that was that legendary sort of thing. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I said he was hiding behind a gravestone-shaped shield. I wasn't making a joke about his kid. I was making a joke about him. So,
although it was sort of in bad taste, gotta say that. But yeah, I get.
but the thing is, I wouldn't joke about that. You know,
I-
it actually offended me when he said that. That's not something I would joke about. Now, if you're an asshole about that kind of thing, then I'll make a joke about you all day fucking long because you deserve it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm still discovering it. Next is a new addition to my playlist. This is not, Robin, do you remember the guy called Unirock?
Oh, sure.
Remember he had some with the CW? This guy reminds me of Unirock.
Unirock was lousy as well. That guy would sit inside and layer his insecurities. He would wear like 5 or 6 layers of clothing. It's like, oh, this guy, he's sitting there inside with them hobo fingerless gloves.
Sort of like the Rev thing now. Yeah.
And with his bandana, just like fucking Next. Next needs some gloves too now.
A bandana with a stocking hat over it. She's like, oh man, this guy hates
covering up the hairline that goes back to the middle of his skull.
Just shave that shit.
Like it's time to
be a foodie beauty and shave that shit off.
Yeah, be like Foodie Beauty.
Well, I didn't get that joke.
Oh,
is this something I have to search?
Don't go down
Robin,
that one,
don't do no, Robin,
don't go down that one.
And I watched that shit live today. That was awesome.
Oh God.
Wait. Who's Foodie Beauty and why did he shave her head?
Okay, now if you don't know Chantel, you don't want to go look.
Yeah, Foodie Beauty is
I know what I'm doing tonight.
She's a potato with legs, and she it does the most brilliant eye makeup. She is so gifted in making up her eyes, her face.
Okay.
And she, take about 300 pounds off of her, and she would probably look like a middle-aged Elizabeth Taylor. She has
take like 900 pounds from Shani, and she would look like a normal human being. Like, yeah,
maybe with great big moles because they would get bigger as she got smaller. But
I guess.
Yeah, Foodie Booty. There's a big drama. Foodie Beauty.
Oh no,
big drama. Yeah, she's in love with this a guy from he's Arab, and she's got this lady boner for him. and so there's this big drama, and she had female pattern baldness. She used to wear
Her
wigs.
hairline's shittier than Neg's.
Oh
Way
shit!
shittier than next. Yeah, it's sparse. It looks like a dog with
But
mange.
she had the black hair, right? So she could use those hair fiber thing, that powder thing that
Yeah,
they,
yeah,
in the
but
infomercials.
that
And she
only
was
works to a certain degree. But
she was
anyway,
pretty talented with the stuff. She'd get it on there and she'd hairspray it
and
in.
she got the widow's peak and all that stuff. She formed her hairline perfectly. But yeah, Mario, Foodie Booty decided to shave her head on camera.
This is why this shit is so entertaining. You're just like, there's this fat chick on the internet that likes
She's
an
a,
Arab
a
guy that
potato with
shaved
legs.
her head.
And she has done lingerie pictures of her sprawled on a bed
Oh,
in great,
well,
great,
hey, you know
great
what?
big lingerie. But anyway, she bought an $800 wig.
Let me guess, she has an OnlyFans too.
Oh, of course she does.
Oh, of
She
course she
looks
does.
ridiculous in that fucking wig too. She looks like Michael Jackson after he'd been on stage sweating for 2 hours.
No.
Oh my God, where do we get these people from? My
Oh,
goodness.
I don't know. They just show up, and what else do we
I
have to
think
do?
Theo, Everything Nice. I think he has it right when he does his shows. He labels them the bottom of the barrel. So it's live from the bottom of the barrel. That is where these people come from.
Well, you know what? A lot of these people make a lot of fucking money. Like, speaking of fat people that are famous, Nico Caro Avocado.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That
Mario.
motherfucker is loaded. Like,
Yeah, but he's actually making money to slowly kill himself.
well,
Like
true.
that's weird. There's two extremes that I don't think, because I don't think you can make enough money to slowly kill yourself, right? Like I choose or have chosen not to quit or whatever. I'm smoking cigarettes. Ain't nobody putting a gun to my head or offering me money to do this. But if I was sitting here on video hating smoking and you were watching me do it just because I was getting paid to do it, 5-6 cigarettes at a time, you'd be like, this is gross. We're just watching this guy kill himself for money. And I think that's where Nikocado Avocado's at. And same with,
of
I don't
course.
even like to say her name anymore, but Eugenia Cooney.
Oh,
yeah.
Eugenia Cooney. Oh, dear
She's
Lord.
the other
Oh,
way.
And
that's,
she
yeah.
feeds off the negative attention. Just like, Shani, for Christ's mom, said Shani has always fed off the negative attention.
No, Shani
off
feeds
the-
anything she can feed off.
Yes, Fanny feeds off
but
anything she can get in the face.
Eugenia Cooney just really thrives on the negative. And, look at her. My God, her thighs are smaller than my wrist.
No, I
Her
don't mean,
knees are sticking through. It looks like her knees are going to come poking through her legs.
I don't mean this like in any bad way. Who am I to judge people's bodies? But I find it hard to like. I know who she is because she's in a lot of articles and stuff, right?
She's huge. Yeah.
But I find it hard to see her. I can't. I really can't.
It's easier
I can't.
to judge
I
when
can't.
you read the comments. And you just know there's really, really, really young girls in there telling her how beautiful she is and that they want to be just like her.
She is.
I've seen the
she is a
comments.
pretty
I would
girl.
die to look like you. It's
Well,
like,
yeah,
you're
she's
gonna
pretty,
have to.
but Yellow, is she like? Is it her choice? This is what I don't know. Is she that way because she wants to, or because she has no choice? Like, does she have a disease? You know what I mean?
Well, of course, there's disease involved. There's obviously
No, like a disease that she's not in control of. So, like a genetic
No,
disorder, or
She's not like, look, she's not on chemo, right?
right, or
She
something
is-
like that.
No, it's nothing like that.
No,
It's-
there are no
it's-
health issues, and she still lives at home with her family. And her mom fosters this because Eugenia
wow.
Cooney makes a lot of money.
Just a lot of
And
fuck
it's
you money, yeah.
supporting the entire family, the entire household. So
So what you're saying
it's a
is
real situation.
she has the choice to like live a healthy lifestyle and
Oh,
eat
sure.
properly and
She went to rehab not too long ago.
And
Okay.
she
She was
gained
on.
about 10 pounds and she panicked?
She was looking really good. She was starting to look human, and like Shane Dawson did an interview with her. Like it's
Yeah.
if you want to see anything, that you should start with that because it's like she's clearly on the road to recovery, and now she's worse than she was before.
Well, yeah, she went back to the familiar,
What was that like
facilities.
last year?
Yeah.
It was like it was so
Year before
not.
last. Yeah.
It was not long ago. It was. I'll tell you when it was. It was just. It was not too long after Shane Dawson realized that he had accidentally promoted Shani for Christ, and
Okay. Uh, the synchronicity of it all. Uh,
well,
oh,
it just shows that Shane Dawson does not vet his shit.
I barely know who Shane Dawson is, but getting back to Foodie Beauty, uh, she makes thousands of dollars a month.
Well, there you go. So I was right.
She
Fuck.
gets donations. She has thousands and thousands and thousands of subscribers because she used to eat. She used to eat, but now there's this drama that she's going through because she wants to fuck this guy who doesn't like her, but she pays his rent and buys him iPads and pays for his.
Whoa, where does she live? I need someone to pay my rent.
I know, I wouldn't mind it. God, I yeah, yeah, but she makes thousands a month just being a potato that does really great eye
Well,
makeup.
and see, I'm going. Let's go back to what I was saying way in the beginning of when you probably forgot already. You fuck, because you're high. But
What?
the shit we promote as a society, we are okay with this people making money, and because let's be honest, they only make money because we idolize that, right? Like
And,
Jello was saying about the girls commenting, like, "Oh, I want to look like you." Really? Do you? Do you know? And it's not the aesthetic looks. Don't get me wrong. I'm not judging her. Like, beauty is subjective. If you feel confident in your body, go ahead. But it's the fact what it represents, right? What it represents to be Shani, what it represents to be Kuni or whatever her name is.
and foodie, yeah.
It's not good for you. It's bad. It's in many ways. It's, I don't know. Sure, you're free and again, do whatever you want. You're an adult, but at the same time, it's like there is self destruction there for sure. Same with Nicocado Avocado, right? Like,
Oh, you know what? That I don't know where that kid is going. Well, because he used to be, he was a chubby kid, huge personality,
he still
probably,
has a huge personality. Like, the guy is not.
but
He's
now
not
he's
bad.
even beyond morbidly obese, and he's kind of really over the top to be bombastic and yeah. But that's what happens. How many times have we seen this happen with personalities and channels?
I got a little anecdote about Nikocado, if I may.
Sure.
Mr. Mario, I don't know how much of you sound like you have a bit of an accent there. I'm not sure how much of American culture you are aware of, but we have this.
I'm very aware.
He's in Canada.
Oh, okay. So have you ever heard of the Heart Attack Bar and Grill?
Absolutely. The one where if you weigh like 500 pounds, you dine for free, right?
350.
Oh, wow, there you go. In Vegas, they have one in Vegas, I think.
Yeah, there is. That was the first one, I believe. But when Nikocado Avocado went back there and weighed in and was over 350 pounds so he could eat for free, he celebrated. He was thrilled that he was going to be able to eat for free there.
Boy.
Yeah, that's all I can't even tell people how to feel about that. It's just a thing. There it is.
Right, but so who promotes that, right? So obviously the restaurant made a huge social media post.
I know somebody
right?
got money from it.
Yeah, so it's not just American culture. Fuck, over here, Canadians are fucked too. Everyone is.
We're all fucked. Yeah, like
well, Mexicans are too. Like, I'm from Mexico too. Fuck.
You always got SCTV to fall back on, though.
What is SCTV?
One of the greatest TV shows ever. It was Canadian sketch comedy.
Oh
It
no,
was
I
just
don't know it.
before Saturday Night Live. Like I
Really?
think, pretty sure Lauren Michaels stole a bunch of the cast for Saturday Night Live from
Are you talking about Second City?
Second City, SCT.
Oh, there you go. That was way
Okay.
before my time.
Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
I
Second.
probably should have said what
Yeah,
it stood for. My bad.
famous. Yeah, Second City. Okay, I got to address somebody in the chat. Hector Gasm.
What? Sorry, that was funny.
Hector Gasm. I don't know how you stumbled upon us.
Hector
Uh,
got
yeah. But dear, this is I run this channel. I am a very old woman. I'm probably older than your grandma. And this is out my ass sort of an episode called Robin After Dark. Well, okay, yay that you're going to subscribe. I don't know if you know what you're getting into, but it's a bunch of middle-aged to older people carrying on here.
30 is not middle age. What the fuck?
Well, I don't know.
Depends on how long you intend to live.
Yeah, I guess.
You might be middle aged, my friend.
I know you could be ancient. Yeah, we never know. But yeah, Hector Gasm, thanks for popping in here.
I'm sorry, but I love that game. That name, Hector Gasm.
Hector Gasm. I know.
Listen, Hector Gasm. Robin is so old that when God said, "Let there be light," Robin was like, "Okay, fine."
Robin
Yeah,
turned the
and
switch.
I flipped
Yeah.
the switch. Yeah, yeah.
I
So
like to say I'm so old that when I fart, little bit of dust comes out.
little bit of dust, but it does smell like pine cones.
Sure.
Or like Ensure.
Or like Ensure. Ooh, that's a very old people reference.
Anyway, Robin, I gotta go. Thank you for this.
I know you said that a half hour ago.
I'm gonna be late for work.
Okay, well, thanks for being here, Mario.
No, thank you, and keep it up. And Jello, nice to meet you. Jello Shuts, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Mario.
I'm sorry that stupid Nex is trying to dox you. Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah,
I
he's just a
know.
unirock.
That's perfectly fine. I'm very used to it by now. That's why all he found was some stupid. I think it was an old Twitter account where I had my name as some French Canadian hockey player. Yeah. The funny thing is, it had a picture of me on it, and he dropped my name and then said, "I think the picture is fake." So he gave this bullshit name for me, declaring that the picture that was actually me wasn't real.
Oh wow, Nex, you're such an investigator. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I know.
Negs and his crew are not smart people.
He should work for the FBI instead of doing videos. My
I
goodness.
know he'd probably be at the top of the food chain in the FBI. Yeah.
Oh my god. Anyway,
Okay.
see you all. Take
Have
care,
a-
Robin.
Have a good day at work, sweetheart.
You too. Take care, and yeah, hopefully we get to chat again.
We'll
This was
see you
fun.
again. I know.
Yeah.
We'll do another thing out our ass.
Yeah, another rant of the world and shit.
Another rant where we solve all the problems.
Yeah, I'll try to solve Foodie Beauty's life today.
Oh,
I'm gonna text her and I'm gonna tell, listen to me. I don't know what is going on with you. You shave your head and stuff. You come to me, pay my rent, and I promise you, you won't even have to be on YouTube anymore. You're gonna value yourself more after paying my rent.
hey, try it.
Yeah. Can you imagine if she's actually like, yeah, I'm down. Oh fuck. No.
Oh, Mario, send her a picture of your moose knuckle. She will fall in love. Yeah.
I can't
Yeah,
believe I have any
okay.
pictures of Foodie Beauty. I got way too many of Rev and Shani.
Yeah.
Anyway, I gotta go. Bye bye.
Okay, bye, dear. See ya. goodbye.
I hate
Okay,
long goodbyes.
God, he's finally gone. Gee,
Oh God,
he said goodbye a half hour ago.
I know.
God, well, I got to admit, I've probably been one of those people. Yeah. Okay, Tammy McGuigan. Tammy is in the chat. I know I'm on late. I don't know how I got here. Yeah, thanks for being here. Oh, Hector Gasm found us from Jiggy. He plays COD with Jiggy sometimes. What's COD?
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. Okay, it's
It's
one of
an
those
army
game
man shooting game, video game.
shooting game. Yeah, it's like the guys who go, "Yay, sports." Oh, okay.
I like video games, so I'm not quite yay sportsing about it, but it's not my first choice. But I'm with it. I'm with it.
Yeah, well, my granddaughter's into video games. She was a gamer. I think she still is. She used to run a couple of sites. Probably 10 years ago, she was I don't remember what her name was, but yeah, she was a big shit for a little while. Uh about 10 years ago running stuff. So, I have tolerance for it. I don't understand it. I don't participate in it. I don't get it. But I take a lot of naps, so I don't have time to do that. But I used to watch my granddaughter play her games. Started out, God, I used to watch her do that. We, had to bring plates into the coffee table in the living room, and she'd hook up her game, and I'd watch her play that shit. I don't get it. But I do understand you folks who are into that. Oh my God, that picture of Riv
Doesn't that make you hungry?
with his camouflaged colored teeth.
Yeah, I believe that's guacamole. I believe he's eating a taco, which Shani clearly wrapped for him, unknowing how to wrap a taco.
Knowing how to and there's a lot of white stuff that looks like mayonnaise, or maybe that's sour cream.
Sour cream, probably sour cream. Yeah, and Rev doesn't really find anything funny here. He realized that a lot of Nikocado avocados stills are taken with him laughing. So this is just Rev trying to adopt Nikocado Avocado's personality. It's really weird to see a middle-aged man, um,
Simping after, yeah.
well, simping, but also um, like taking on personalities like his never formed. It's weird, it's
I,
one
I,
thing to
I
see an
know.
actor become a totally another person. That's cool. That's talent. This is just I never had a dad. That's it's all it is. I just never had a dad kind of thing.
Yeah, y- y- yeah, yeah. It's yeah. Hector Graham is trying to hook up a game with Six Drops over there. Yeah, Six Drops. Click on the link if you want to come on in. Hell, I'm up. Uh, uh, come in if you want. God, I was gonna say something about that picture of Riv.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
I probably cut you off and made you lose it.
Oh God, that's so easy these days. Don't take
I'm
responsibility for
such
that.
a blathermouth, though.
Oh well, yay. Well, welcome. uh, yeah, yeah, but boy, Shanny and Riv, you want to ask them. Well, I've always wanted to just pose the question: where do you see yourselves in 5 years? Oh Lordy,
Yeah, that would
Shan.
be interesting. With as delusional as those two idiots are, I would love to hear their answer.
And whatever was afflicting him his entire life, that spastic thing that he has, is becoming more and more
That
pronounced.
wasn't afflicting him all his life, though.
Really? You think it
Yeah, he
started with
never
the
used to
wet
do
brain?
that.
The neck stretching?
Yeah,
Uh,
no, that's all since Shani made him quit alcohol cold turkey, and he kind of went nonverbal for a while.
Huh.
She polished the wrinkles right off of his brain.
Man,
Like everything that's wrong with Rev right now, it pretty much is 100% her fault. She told him that he's gonna die if he keeps drinking, and that she needed him to get off of it, and that she had been a healthcare professional for so many years, and she knew how
2
to take
weeks.
care of him,
Yeah.
and he was supposed to just quit drinking cold turkey, uh,
Huh.
which fucked him up real bad. He just kind of laid there in a bed and shit on himself for a while.
I know when I was 10 years old, my dad quit cold turkey, and I saw him have a seizure, flopping around on our dining room floor, and he turned gray and made these awful guttural noises, and, yeah, that's God, what's wrong with her? Well, we know what's wrong with her. She's mentally ill. Her mother even said she's been mentally ill since she was like 16. It started showing out. And so she did that
I think
with
that's a
Rev.
case of the apple falling not too far from the tree.
Yeah, you kind of wonder.
What kind of a mom gets online and talks shit about her daughter?
Well, I think she was at the end of her rope because Shani had put so much hate out there
Okay,
about her
put
mom.
yourself on the other end of that. Put yourself on the other end of that. You have a daughter that you love very much, who's a nut job and has been talking shit about you forever on the internets. Do you then, being of sound mind, go on the internets and start answering these things, or do you just kind of cut that person out of your life?
I don't know. I don't have an answer for that, but I
Well, then let
do.
me add just a little more seasoning to the dish.
Eh?
There's a certain Discord um, chat in a certain Discord server. I'll say the name of it, but I'm not going to say who owns what or anything like that. I'll just say the room is called Tard Yard. But a long time ago, it used to be called, and it's just sort of dedicated to a lot of internet people, right? Shani being one of them. But a long time ago, that room was called Whale Watching, and it was dedicated to Shani.
Okay.
One of the first time I saw this, her mother speaking in a Discord private chat, it was in Whale Watching, and she was just cracking wise and laughing with people. I'm telling you, it was a clout chase. It was a fucking clout chase. She's just making fun of her daughter because everybody else in there hates her daughter. It
Really?
was
I
ugly.
didn't know about that because the very first time I knew about Shani's mom, Doc Savage, when I was still with that group, Doc Savage sent me the clip of Shani's mom right after she did it. God, this has been years ago. And I watched it and I didn't know what I was watching. And so I asked Doc Savage, I said, "Who is this Harridan?" And he says, "That's Shani's mom." And I went, "Whoa. Boy, what must have motivated this woman to come out like that and say those awful things about her daughter?" But then I learned about Shani, more about Shani. And, who knows about that particular family dynamic? You know, you really, I, I, I can't judge because I don't know what really, really, really went on. We all know what we see and what's been shown to us, but I don't know.
Her way of saying that Shani was a wonderful girl until something happened to her when she was a teenager, in my opinion, is the same way of denying responsibility that Shani denies responsibility. Just doesn't accept responsibility for anything. I think the apple didn't fall too far from the tree, and Mama just wants to use something else to point at to say this is why she's like that. Not because of anything I did.
Mm. I don't know. I don't know what stance to take with that because I don't know. But God, whew, boy, every family has a story, huh? This one just happens to be out there in front of everybody.
Yeah, really out there. Very narcissistic people that have to get their side out no matter what.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Tammy started from the beginning and she's lost. Oh, it's easy to get lost here, Tammy.
We're talking about cows, Tammy. Right now, we're talking about a horror cow, Shanny for Christ.
Yeah, yeah. And it's this whole thing, like Mario said, we're just all caught up in all this weird drama with people we never would have associated with in real life.
Oh, this is somebody that if you were choosing seats on a bus, you would pick one that wasn't near this person.
7 rows behind.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. It, oh, Tammy, there's so much, after to encapsulate it, after she blew through Rev's $700,000 in 3 years. Now they're destitute. The with a degenerate sort of a lifestyle.
They're
Uh,
squatting in Rev's old mother's house with like
that they sold to this friend of theirs for $1.
yeah.
And now I don't know if they're on his dime or what, but they have no heat. They have no heat. They have electricity, but they have no heat. I don't know how they're getting hot water to shower.
Yeah, well, let's face it, those people don't
Well,
shower.
they're not. Yeah, they don't. But anyway, so there it is, Tammy, and now they're reduced to getting charity. Yeah, 6 drops says they have in Basins, Colorado. I know. I know, I'll bet that yeah, that can't smell very good.
If Shani hadn't put out videos of her in the bathtub, I would say they probably didn't bathe in Colorado. But nope, I saw it. She at
I
least.
saw it too. I saw
Oh,
it too
actually, Rev had the asshole picture where Rev was showing his asshole, and apparently he showered at least once.
to
In
get that thing clean.
well,
Yeah,
I wouldn't say that thing was clean, but I would say that it was wet and soapy at the time. It was taken in the shower.
uh, ew, ew, gross. But I did notice that one bath that Shani took, and I pointed it out because Michael Omnieris did it live.
The color
We
of the
were all
water.
there, and there were poops. Apparently, she's fecally incontinent, and and I said, "What's that? Those 2 brown objects floating behind her in the bathtub?" And we all determined that she pooped the tub. Truth.
It's also possible that though that it's not incontinence, that those are just pieces that because she can't wipe herself.
Yeah, I know she said that live, that she
Yeah,
can't
she
reach
did. She said
around
that
there.
live.
Her arm's not long enough to reach over the the landmass to
Funny
wipe
thing
her.
is that this is right after the video that she made that she claimed that she used to be fat, that she used to weigh 350 pounds. Look at me now. Like this, she's so fucking delusional. And like, look, if she was just shitting on herself in the bathtub, I'd be able to say that's really gross. I don't want to look at that. Like I choose to not to watch My 600-Pound Life. I have no interest in it. I think it's gross. With Shani, the amount of delusion that she throws into it baffles me, and I just sit there slack jawed and gape mouthed while I'm watching her. I'm like, you can't really believe the things you want me to believe. Like,
I d I know, y yeah. Boy, she's just yeah, and here they are making videos, all bundled up, with their fingerless gloves and their hoodies and their beanies and their, um, sitting huddled by a an electric heater. God, you know, then there are her kids.
Yeah, that's the how, it's one thing to go, I don't want to add to the system, so I'm not going to work for my heat. Well, fine. Now we got two teenage boys that are thrown into the picture, and now it's not just about a system fighting the system, man. It's about keeping children warm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and fed and clothed and looked after, and I've never, ever, ever seen any of that, and,
What
if you
really
have
bothers me with how obese Shani and Rev have gotten over the last few years, how much skinnier the boys have gotten over the last few years.
and as skinny as they are, their clothing is still very small. I don't know when those kids got, additions to their wardrobes, you know? Uh, God, and they don't know any different. Those kids don't know any different. This is their normal, bless them, bless them. Those kids have no idea what the real world is like and how real people can be. And life doesn't have to be like that, you kids. I
I
want to tell them that.
I hate to. I mean, I don't really want to be the person that goes there, but like anybody that doesn't know what we're talking about, there's a lot of video footage, a lot of stuff that they put out, and then they delete later in an attempt to whitewash. But
Mm.
there's there's a lot of evidence of everything that Robin and I have been talking about, and if you
There's
hate
a
yourself
lot.
enough, I say go ahead and go look for it and come back and call me a liar. Do it. I dare you. I challenge you.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, we've been speaking the truth as we know it. Um, yeah, we're not stupid people. Um,
Well,
yeah,
speak for yourself, Robin. I'm kind of stupid.
you kind of say, "Oh, okay, okay." I'm not speaking for the Jello. Um, uh, yeah, Peace TV. You can look like shit as much as you like, as long as your kids are looking uh, great. Um,
Yeah, you gotta have
my kids
priority.
I always made sure my kids were, even though, yeah, I made a lot of my kids' stuff because I was a good seamstress. I made some cool shit for my
That's
kids
awesome. I
to
had a
wear.
girlfriend that was really talented like that when I was 19, and she made me some of my favorite clothes ever that I've ever owned. You know?
Oh, to shit! I have pictures of my family where everybody in the picture was wearing shit that I sewed for them. Uh, I can't imagine. Well, you just can't imagine people like,
Like
yeah.
she was really talented. She used to make her own bustiers and corsets.
No, no, steampunk, A- and or the-
No, just sexy.
oh, okay, gotcha. Just
Yeah.
okay, gotcha.
One did have like the biggest, gaudiest plastic jewelry that she could find in it, and like she put in a couple of quarters and like a $3 bill. I think there was a $3 bill in it.
It's funny. Uh, yeah, my youngest daughter and her husband are into like what is it? Okay, there's steampunk, there's punk, there's Renaissance fair, there's pirate things, and so my daughter has this collection of bustiers and all that shit. They have a whole room of their costumes, and we went to a party one time, and my daughter gave me a first time I ever wore a bustier. It looked really funny on an old lady, but I was just, there are pictures. Yeah, it was fun. Uh, but yeah, so your girlfriend made them. Ooh, damn, that that's cool. Okay, Jimmy over there, Peace TV Jimmy says steampunk is one of my next costumes. I gotta hook you up with my kid. Um, okay, I'm looking over at the chat. Um, okay, Tammy was blocked Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, that whole Omni thing was just bizarre. Yeah, it sent rimples.
I always keep the chat on the private chat, and it's just dumb. I just ignore it. Someone was recently, because they watched me on someone else's stream, and like, you guys need to read the chat. It's interesting what you're saying, but it's a fucking circle jerk. God, you're right. Jesus. Who the
There
fuck wants to watch me and some other dude talk about stuff that only we're interested in? That sucks.
I know the chat can be a whole separate show.
Yeah, totally. Well, it can just be one great show if you merge the two. If people, assholes like me, don't keep from looking at it.
Yeah. I I know it's either this or that. Do you go here or do you go there? Okay, Tammy says a lot of my steampunk 6 drops loves steampunk. Oh shit, honey. Yeah. Oh yeah, steampunk. And then my other daughter is goth. Uh, she she does all that stuff and she does goth art and shit. Uh, yeah. See, Shani will never have that in her life. My kids are adults, and God, they're my good friends. Damn, I raised some funny fucking kids. We have the biggest laugh. I don't see that happening with Shani. Uh, the way she's doing her kids now. She probably doesn't care. Probably doesn't care.
I
Uh,
mean, I wouldn't say that she doesn't care. In her mind, they're probably the most important thing to her. But the fact is, she's a disgusting, disgusting narcissist, and she and feeding her belly are the most important things to her.
uh,
Everything's about her with Shani.
yeah. Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm gonna keep watching people. I don't watch Shani directly. I watch through the people who react to her, and that's good enough for me because I don't want to give her the views.
Well,
Uh,
you need the filter because of how fucking boring she is.
well, yeah, there's that. But I love the highlights that people like XX Archives does, and those other channels that cover. So that's how I keep up with her, and I'm gonna keep doing it. I want to see what happens next. But these are the times we live in, y'all. We've
There's a Rev is mad about people archiving their shit and stuff like that.
huh,
And he's really upset that other people make money off of their content and they don't. Um, the fact is, they kick out everyone that could ever donate. As soon as you
I
say
know.
something that they don't agree with, you're gone, banned, blocked forever, block a Zulu, yeetus, deletus.
I
Um,
know you're erased. Um, I know they have just destroyed any possible cash cow that
so
they might have had.
there's this other guy that I watch who,
Oh Lord,
remember how
who?
I said these two are horror cows. This guy's an actual lulz cow where he gets very angry, he hates everybody, and his chat is constantly there to make him angry, and he screams and people laugh, and they have to donate in order to say things to make him scream. Rev, Shani, Vaughn, Emo, a lot of these cows could make money the same way. This guy
Ah,
this guy actually probably suffers from brain damage. He was in a near fatal car accident in '79, and he's always screaming. Like, this isn't the kind of
are
person
you
that can
talking
hold it.
about emo
No, I'm talking about this guy on my dock here. His name's Perry Caravello.
Perry Caravello? Okay, you guys make a note of that. Perry
Subscribe
Caravello.
on Twitch.
Oh, I
Um,
didn't do Twitch.
Subscribe on Twitch at Perry Caravello Live.
Perry Caravello, you guys, heads up.
Perry Caravello Live, PCL. Um, and he's got kind of a manager that talks to him in his ear that keeps him from kicking people and blocking people and ending the stream when he gets angry. If
Oh.
Shani could find a wrangler, someone would get sense to her and say, "Look, I know you're mad at these people, but that's why they're donating to you. And if you block them, they can't donate again." Perry Caravello, like I said, screams at everything. And if you listen to any of his stuff at all, you'll be like, there's no way that this guy could hold a job. And you know what? You'd be fucking right. This guy has not been able to support himself in years. He was about to wind up on the street before his manager came to him and said, "We should start a stream." And he's paying his own goddamn bills now. And that's a lot more than you can say for Rev, Shani. I don't know what the fuck.
Okay, so that's American enterprise
Mhm.
right there.
It's also a sign of the times, right? Like
Oh, no
nobody's
shit.
everybody lost their job or quit. Nobody wants to go out into that world of sickness.
Yeah, life's
So
different
anybody
here.
that can make money offline, you know, probably should. And
You
I say,
probably should. Hey, I've been trying to figure out ways to maybe make a buck or two here. You know, I tried that, buy me a coffee thing. I failed at it. I'm just so weird, limp. But I told my adult children, I said, man, I think because they're concerned about me having food, because I want to live independently as long as I can, being a fucking old woman. So I told my kids, I said, I'm thinking about starting an OnlyFans, uh, calling it Granny's Bunions, and just take pictures of my gross old lady feet. And my daughters were just absolutely fucking appalled. My middle daughter, who's the bossy pants of the family, said, "Mom, mom, mom, do you know what weirdos you would attract by doing that?" No, 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 you can't. No, mom. So, yeah, I gave that idea up. But hey, there are ways to make money out here if you're willing to just give up all your dignity, I suppose.
well, this guy actually has no sense of shame. I think it might be a result of the car crash, but he gets embarrassed, right? There's things that people offer him money to do that he gets indignant about, you know, and fuck you, I'm not doing that, you know. So he knows shame, but I just don't think he doesn't feel it in the same way. Like the stories he tells, you'd be like, how can you be saying that and your ears aren't even red?
Yeah, no shame.
He has
Yeah.
this story about how he was walking down the street and he shit his pants and a big long hard turd fell out of his pant leg, and he tried to just
What?
kick it into the street and walk away from it, but it was like calling to him because it looked too much. It didn't look like an
It
animal
had a
turd.
personality.
Yeah, he what anyway, he turned it into
Yeah,
a,
that word.
he gave human aspects to it, and he's like, this thing kept calling me back saying, I don't look like a dog shit, I look like a human. So he picked it up and walked into the Haagen-Dazs.
Wait.
Well, as you do.
Duh,
So
Jesus.
my point is that this guy tells stories that you're like, I believe that story is 100% true. I just don't understand why he's telling it.
Boy, people just talk about any damn shit.
Well, he like a lot of cows out there has the propensity of overshare.
Yeah, the oversharing. I've overshared. Yeah, I'm guilty of. Jimmy over in Peace TV says, "Has she ever sat in your chat and seen what weirdos you already know?" Yes, Jimmy. Yes.
Yeah, I'm here. she already attracts weirdos. That's a
Yeah,
valid
yeah.
point.
Just look at the present company, y'all.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Oh God, Jello. It is almost 10:30 here.
Sure.
I am like 3 hours past my fucking bedtime. God, what a blast! What a blast! Thank you, Jello, for for being here. Okay, you're muted. What are you doing,
Oh,
Jim?
I'm always afraid I'm going to echo. I don't use headphones. I just use speakers in my mic.
Oh, you're good. You don't have to mute. Well, this has been a hoot. Jello, I think I probably need to go to bed. I
Sure.
need to go in there
I've
and
had effect on people.
oh, hey, we all have a job to do, and you do yours really well.
I try. Thank you.
Yeah, you don't just try, you accomplish. Yeah, but anyway, okay, Tammy says her husband stopped smoking. Tevis, yeah,
Good for him and good for you, Tammy.
yeah, uh, good for him, good for you. I started smoking in my apartment, and my kids are just absolutely what? Okay, that's a whole other topic. Nah, I've talked about it before. Okay, Jello, I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I'm a fuck off.
yeah. But thanks for showing up and showing out with me, dear.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, isn't it always lovely being had? Uh,
Yeah, had but never used. I appreciate it very much.
had but never. Oh, I like that. Had but never used. Had but never used. Is that already a T-shirt, or could we start one?
I mean, it just kind of came
Might
to
be a
me on the
bumper
spur of the
sticker.
moment, so feel free as far as I'm concerned. I don't know. I might have stolen it from somewhere, but I don't think so.
I know none of us can remember anything these days. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna close it out. Thanks, Jello. Once again. I'm
Bye.
not even gonna do my outro thing. Oh God, he's gone. He went poof. Boy, he took it seriously. Okay, so now I'm serious. You guys in the chat who are left, we got 5 watching. Uh, thank you, thank you for showing up and showing out with us. Um, okay, be sure and check in with us on Wednesday, the 89.9% Maggie show. Maggie is back. She is recovered from, the plague. She was down for 7 days, you guys. But come come join us. Maggie does free card readings, you guys. She doesn't charge anything, so come join us. Have a hoot. Um, yeah, we'll serve hot chocolate and cookies and shit. Okay, okay. I love every damn one of you over there. Thank you for showing up. I'm gonna go get more high and go to bed. Okay, peace out, y'all. I forgot to hit end broadcast. Okay, now I'm going. Okay, bye.